Well,
Oh, it says we're now streaming live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh,
All right.
no pressure.
Let's see.
she's even getting into the role. You go, Deb.
Don't think so.
Jim Monahan's still wondering what's going on. Yeah, you can't get in.
Jim Monahan.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send him another email.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him an email right now.
What do you think, Dave, about the rest of us getting started and Jim joining us
As
as
we
soon as
go.
he can come on board, and we'll get him to do later scenes?
I will do that.
Okay, I'll start whenever you guys want me to.
Go ahead. We're ready.
Go from.
Yeah, well, our stage manager start you though.
I'm just waiting to be told that we're starting.
Correct.
We ready then?
Ready.
Okay.
Are you ready, Dave?
We'll let Dave be ready.
We're
Dave's
going
going to introduce me. I'm going to
video.
call Beth.
I'm just going to make sure we're getting online.
And we are. Nope, that's the wrong one. Go back. And it is live. Okay. Oops, gotta mute that. There, we'll try that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Laura Community Theater's first time with online virtual play reading. I will introduce our director and our character named Brick tonight, Anthony.
Hi, good evening, everyone. And welcome to ECT's Virtual Playhouse. This is our first run, so we're kind of working out all the kinks ourselves. I'm going to let you know briefly that what you're going to see tonight is not a finished product. It wasn't intended to be. There are some stage companies, Stratford, for example, has presented through this medium finished products. We've gone the exact opposite route. This is a first run. I'm surrounded in very, very, very talented actors and actresses, almost none of which I've read the script with ever before. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them have never fully read the script before. I handed to about half of them the script for the first time a week ago, and if they haven't seen it, they're not telling. What we're trying to do here is to give people online the ability to see how an acting company gets off the ground with one particular production. We're going to start from the very beginning and start to explore scenes and talk about scenes and develop characters and establish a plot. And hopefully by the end of the night, we'll all have a much better example as to what this show is going to look like 52 weekends from now. God willing, go away COVID, go away COVID. That being said, the cast has already been named for you. I'd like to introduce our stage manager, Beth, who's going to be introducing each scene when I tell her to, when I call action. She's going to take over the show, and she's going to be calling cut at the end of every scene. There are going to be some scenes where we play 2 or 3 in a row in succession, just because that's how they play out dramatically. And once that happens, she's going to take over the spot from there. Okay. Our first scene, Act 1, Scene 1, is between Brick, who I will be playing myself, and Maggie, Brick's wife, who I'm going to ask Adele to play for us. For the world who knows this, and I do have to make a note because I promised my producer I would. What we're presenting tonight is not a finalized cast by any stretch of the imagination. In most cases, we have 2, 3, 4 different actors or actresses playing any single role, and I'm aware of many, many more that haven't been able to join us tonight who wanted to have a shot. This is basically a read through so that we can get through and digest the script. This is not a finalization of any any means. I'm going to ask Adele to read the first scene with us because she has before. And she and I are going to play this to start. What is a cat on a hot tin roof? I think our audience needs to know the answer to that question first. What's Tennessee Williams talking about when he talks about a cat on a hot tin roof? Fair question. Glad you asked that. About half of this play deals with very, very constant and recurring themes. Talking about, is Big Daddy going to live or die? Talking about what's going to happen to the family structure and the family patriarch after he dies. Who's going to control the state? Who's going to control the purse strings? Who's going to dole out the money? Themes like speaking truths against speaking mendacity. Things like political maneuvering and strategy and posturing and tactics. Yeah, that's about half of the play. The other 90% of the play, do the math, talks about the sexual tension between Brick and Maggie. Although both of them are fighting all of that and all of the backstory that's gone on in their lives and still trying to process it, there's also the fact that Maggie, the cat, is at her sexual peak, is still very much in love with her husband, who has reclused himself behind a bottle and behind depression and sleeping on the couch and walking away from his family. She's still trying to have a family and live happily ever after with the man that she loves. And he's just completely shut her out. So Maggie, this virile cat, is struggling now with everything on the outside as well as everything on the inside. Okay? Notes for Maggie. And we're going to be doing a scene at a time, and with every scene, we're going to introduce a new character and give general notes to that character. We'll start off with Maggie, between Brick and Maggie in this scene. Maggie, when you start talking about Susie McFeeters, it's the only time in this scene that you're not trying to posture and be catty and political strategy. And just for a minute, Brick remembers why he fell in love with you, because you're just his best friend telling him a story that makes him laugh. Let me play that, and I'll play it back to you. Fair enough? Second, you speak about in this scene how Brick is so cool and indifferent about making love, and that's what made him such a wonderful lover. In this scene, Brick is very distant. He's in a totally different place. But it can be played as if he's being cool and coy and indifferent. So think about how that's going to affect what your feelings for him are during this scene. Note for all Maggies in general, the entire first act, Maggie is teetering on emotional breakdown. Her volume is at 10 all the time. Sometimes she's really happy. Sometimes she's really scared. Sometimes she's really angry. Whatever she is, she's very much that. So she's teetering right on all of these different emotional edges throughout the play. Fighting for control and losing control. Let that show with your rate and pace. Let that show with your volume. And let that show with your general speed of delivery. Fair enough? Beth, Act 1, Scene 1, please.
Okay. So, scene, with the exception of Act 1, Scene 2, which takes place in a blacked out corner of the stage space, the entire play takes place in the guest bedroom occupied by Brick and Maggie, and exterior gallery of the Pollitt Estate, somewhere in the rural Mississippi Delta, summer 1955. Act 1, Scene 1. As the curtain rises, the stage is empty. Brick is in the bedroom's ensuite bath, off finishing his shower. Enter Maggie from the formal bedroom door. Toward dresser, her summer dress has a noticeable stain on it.
Brick? Brick? One of those no-neck monsters hit me with a hot butter biscuit, so I have to change.
What'd you say, Maggie? Water was on so loud I couldn't hear you.
I just remarked that one of those no-neck monsters messed up my lovely lace dress, so I got to change.
Enter Brick with a cast on right leg, walking with crutch under left arm, wearing a bathrobe and boxers, towel drying his hair.
Now, why do you call Gooper's kiddies no-neck monsters, Maggie?
Because they've got no necks. Isn't that a good enough reason?
Don't they have any necks?
None visible, anyway. Their fat little heads sit on their fat little bodies without a bit of connection. Hear them? Hear them screaming? I don't know where their voice boxes are located since they've
And-
got no necks. And Gooper and Maeve brought the whole bunch down here like animals to display at a county fair. Think of it, Brick. They've got 5 of them and number 6 coming. And it goes on all the time. The constant little remarks and innuendos about the fact that you and I have not produced any children. We're totally childless and therefore totally useless. Of course, it's comical, but it's also disgusting since it's so obvious what they're up to.
What are they up to, Maggie?
I'll tell you what they're up to, boy of mine. They're up to cutting you out of your father's estate. Everybody knows Big Daddy's dying of... Oh, I ought to send Sister Woman a bill for a new pair of
Do we
stockings. Do we what?
know that Big Daddy is dying of?
Well, suppose he is. There's some things you got to face, baby. There's some things in this world you've simply got to face. Why'd they have Big Daddy in that horrible old clinic for 6 weeks? And why'd Brother Man and Sister Woman bring their whole screaming tribe down here in this sticky heat instead of their usual summer migration to the coolness of the Great Smoky Mountains? And why so many allusions to Silver Hill lately? You know what Silver Hill is? Place that's famous for treating alcoholics and dope fiends in the movies.
I'm not in the movies, Maggie.
No, and you don't take dope. Otherwise, you're a perfect candidate for Silver Hill, baby. And that's where they aim to ship you. Over my dead body. Then Brother Man would get a hold of the purse strings and dole out remittances to us. Maybe get power of attorney and sign checks for us and cut off our credit whenever he wanted to. Son of a bitch. How'd you like that, baby? Well, you've been doing just about everything in your power to bring it about. Quitting work, devoting yourself to the occupation of drinking. Breaking your ankle last night on the high school athletic field. Doing what? Jumping hurdles at 2 or 3 in the morning? Just fantastic. Got in the paper. Clarksdale Register carried a nice little item about it. Human interest story about a well-known former athlete staging a one-man track meet on the high school athletic field last night, but was slightly out of condition and didn't clear the first hurdle. Brother Man claims he exercised his influence to keep it from going out over AP or UP and every other damn P.
Did you say something, Maggie?
But, Brick, we still have one thing on our side. No, 2 things. Is my seam straight? Big Daddy dotes on you, honey. And he simply can't stand Brother Man and Brother Man's wife, that monster of fertility. May, she's downright odious to him. Know how I know? By little expressions that flicker over his face when that woman is holding forth on one of her choice topics, such as how she refused twilight sleep when the twins were delivered because she feels motherhood is an experience that a woman ought to experience fully in order to fully appreciate the wonder and beauty of it. Ha! As for me, well, I give him a laugh now and then and he tolerates me. In fact, I sometimes suspect that Big Daddy harbors a little unconscious lech for me.
Now, what makes you think Big Daddy has a lech for you, Maggie?
Way he always drops his eyes down my body when I'm talking to him. Drops his eyes to my boobs and licks his old chaps.
That kind of talk is disgusting, Maggie.
Did anyone ever tell you that you're an ass-aching Puritan, Brick? I think it's mighty fine that old fella on the doorstep of death still takes in my shape with what I think is deserved appreciation.
Holding up
Silver
his
Hill.
glass and a toast.
What?
Silver Hill. Nothing.
You know, your brother Gooper still cherishes the illusion he took a giant step up the social ladder when he married Miss May Flynn of the Memphis Flynns. But I have a piece of Spanish news for Gooper. The Flynns never had a thing in this world but money, and they lost that. They were nothing at all but fairly successful climbers. Why, you know old Papa Flynn. He barely escaped doing time in the federal pen for shady manipulations on the stock market when his chain of stores crashed. And as for May having been a cotton carnival queen, as they remind us so often, lest we forget, well, that's one honor I don't envy her for. Sit on a brass throne on a tacky float and ride down Main Street, smiling, waving, and blowing kisses to all the trash in the street. Why, year before last, when Susan McFeeters was singled out for that honor, you know what happened to her? You know what happened to poor little Susie McFeeters?
No, what happened to poor little Susan McFeeters?
Somebody spit tobacco juice right in her face.
Somebody spit tobacco juice in her face?
That's right. Some old drunk leaned out a window in the Hotel Gayoso and yelled, "Hey, hey there, Queenie." Poor Susie looked up and flashed him a radiant smile, and he shot out a squirt of tobacco juice right in poor Susie's face.
Well, what do you know about that?
What do I know about it? I was there. I saw it.
Must have been kind of funny.
Well, Susie didn't think so. Had hysterics, screamed like a banshee. They had to stop the parade and remove her. Why are you looking at me like that?
Like what, Maggie?
Like you were just looking.
I wasn't conscious of looking at you, Maggie.
I was conscious of it. If you were thinking the same thing I was.
No, Maggie.
Why not?
Oh, will you keep your voice down?
No! I know you better than you think. I've seen that look before, and I know what it used to mean. And it still means the same thing now.
You're not the same woman now.
Oh, don't you think I know that? Don't you think I know that
Know what, Maggie?
I've gone through this horrible transformation? That I've become hard and frantic and cruel? Oh, Brick, I get so lonely.
Everybody gets that.
Living with somebody you love can be lonelier than living entirely alone when the one you love doesn't love you. You can't even stand drinking out of the same glass, can you?
Would you like to live alone, Maggie?
No, God, I wouldn't. Did you have a nice shower?
Uh-huh.
Was the water cool?
No.
But it made you feel fresh, huh?
Fresher.
I know something would make you feel much fresher.
What?
A body rub with cologne.
No, thanks. Then we'd smell alike, like a couple of cats in the heat.
Or an alcohol rub then.
That's good after a workout. But I haven't been working out, Maggie.
You've kept in good shape, though.
Think so, Maggie?
I always thought drinking men lost their looks, but I was plainly mistaken.
Why, thanks, Maggie.
You're the only drinking man I know that it never seems to put fat on.
Getting softer, Maggie.
Well, sooner or later it's bound to soften you up. It was just beginning to soften up Skipper when... I'm sorry. I never could keep my fingers off a sore. I wish you would lose your looks. If you did, it would make the martyrdom of Saint Maggie a little more bearable. But no such luck. I actually believe you've gotten better looking since you've gone on the bottle. A person who didn't know you would think you'd never had a tense nerve in your body or a strained muscle. Of course, you always had that detached quality, as if you were playing a game without much concern over whether you won or lost. And now that you've lost the game, not lost, but just quit playing, you have the rare sort of charm that usually only happens in very old or hopelessly sick people. The charm of the defeated. The one thing I don't have is the charm of the defeated. My hat is still in the ring and I am determined to win.
You plan on meeting Big Daddy's plane?
You look so cool, so enviably cool. You were a wonderful lover, Brick. Such a wonderful person to go to bed with. And I think mostly because you were really indifferent to it. Isn't that right? Never had any anxiety about it. Did it naturally. easily, slowly, with absolute confidence and perfect calm. More like opening a car door for a lady, or seating her at a table than giving expression to any longing for her. Your indifference made you wonderful at lovemaking.
You'll be late.
You know, if I thought you would never, never, never make love to me again, why, I would go downstairs to the kitchen and pick out the longest and sharpest knife I could find and stick it straight into my heart. I swear I would. Oh, Brick, how long does this have to go on, this punishment? Haven't I served my term? Can't I apply for a pardon?
Maggie, that finishing school voice of yours sounds like you're running up the stairs to tell somebody the house is on fire.
Is it any wonder? You know what I feel like? I feel all the time like a cat on a hot tin roof.
Then jump off the roof, Maggie. Jump off it. Now, cats jump off of roofs all the times and land uninjured. Do it. Jump.
Jump? Where? Into what?
Take a lover.
I don't deserve that. I can't see any man but you. Even with my eyes closed, I just see you. Oh, why can't you get ugly, Brick? Why can't you please get fat or ugly or something so I can stand it?
You'll make out fine, Maggie. Your kind always does.
Oh, I'm more determined than you think. I'll win, all right.
Win what, Maggie? Now, what is the victory of a cat on a hot tin roof?
Just staying on it, I guess. Long as she can.
End of scene.
Thanks. Okay. That's pretty, let's get started at 1,000 miles an hour kind of a scene. Scene 2. Switch to my notes. Scene 2 is going to introduce, we're going to play scene 2 and scene 3 together, okay? Because scene 2 is a very brief. What essentially happens is Maggie walks out of the bedroom over to a corner of the stage. The rest of the stage is going to go to blackout. It's going to light up. She's going to be met there by the other members of the Pollitt family who are waiting for Big Daddy's plane to land. They're going to have a brief, tiny little scene, and then she's going to wander back into her bedroom. The stage lights are going to come back on, and she and Brick are going to again. Vicky, can I please ask you to read for Maggie for scenes 2 and 3?
Yeah, sure.
Sarah, are you okay to play May for, I think, one line? Sorry.
I can do that.
I only got one gooper. Big Daddy, Tom, do you want to give Big Daddy a one-line shot here? And I do have a no-neck monster, right? Right.
You need a Big Mom and a Trixie.
Okay. Trixie, that's you, little no-neck monster. You good with that, Morgan? Okay. Big Mama, again, it's one line. Debs, fight for it. Who wants this one? Deb 2 is going to take it.
There's 3 lines.
I passed to Deb D.
Okay,
Deb
Deb
2.
2 is going to take it. Okay, let's talk about Big Daddy, even though he has one line. Big Daddy, without doubt, is the most powerful person in this. Big Daddy is always at 10. Okay? He is huge. He is authoritarian. He is a my way or no way kind of guy. He started with nothing. He ended up with 28,000 acres of the richest, most fertile land this side of the Delta Nile, and he tells us every single chance he can. He's a self-made man, and he's done it with one very, very simple rule. He has a very broken, no bullshit-omometer. He's a straight shooter, and he just does not suffer fools, does not suffer nonsense. He speaks truths, he lives truths, and they're hard truths. And that makes him very abrasive sometimes, but he doesn't have time to suffer with fools. Okay, that's the Big Daddy that I'm hoping to get on stage. Gooper.
Yep.
Nobody has a bigger effect on you than Big Daddy does. And nobody's as affected by Big Daddy as you are. You are a rich, successful, self-made lawyer, big city, city slicker type guy, big family, lots of kids, happy life. But when you're around Big Daddy, you're jelly. You've always wanted to make him happy, and there's nothing you've ever wanted to do more than that.
Okay.
Always feeling like you're failing. Okay. That has transferred over to your relationship with May.
Okay.
Maze, are you listening? May wanted to have 27,000 screaming kids.
Uh-huh.
Cooper didn't care one way or another. Big Daddy wanted him to be a lawyer. Cooper didn't care one way or another. May has a plan. Big Daddy has a lifestyle. Cooper is pulled by these two pretty much every step of this play's relationship. Outside of this play, in his real world personal life, professional life, he's a dude. But around Big Daddy and around his wife, he's jelly.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll be playing 3 and 4 together. Okay, stage manager?
That was 2 and 3.
Bah, yes. So
Good thing we have a good stage manager.
the best I've ever worked with, amateur or professional.
Act 1, Scene 2. The scene takes place in a blackened corner off of the set. Big Daddy's plane has landed, and Maggie, Cooper, May, and the children have come to greet it. Enter Big Daddy, Big Mama, and Bob.
Oh, darling Big Daddy.
You look fine, Big Daddy. Just fine.
Doc, you want to tell them the news? The exploratory operation proved that there was nothing wrong with Big Daddy. Nothing at all. Just a little spastic colon, and that's all.
Oh, that's great news.
Isn't that great news?
That's the best birthday present of all.
Big Daddy.
Tom, you have to hit the unmute.
Can you hear me now?
There you are.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Where's Brick? How's that? Good?
Oh, Brick got drunk and broke his leg.
What? What was that?
End of scene. Act 1, Scene 3. Maggie returns to the bedroom. Brick is still there, still drinking.
I'll join.
Brick, I got news, honey. Big news. Big Daddy's gonna live. That's right, he's a well man. That's what Big Mama said, and Doc Bob was right there with him. You should have seen May and Goopa's face. They almost dropped dead from shock themselves.
Then he's all right.
Feeling like 40, talking like 20.
And we can drive back to Nolan's tonight.
I'm taking no chances on moving you
I won't break.
or letting them poison Big Daddy's mind against you. I just want you to get dressed and come on down to Big Daddy's birthday party. The first thing Big Daddy asked about was you.
Big Daddy. Now, what makes him so big? His big heart, his big belly, or his big money?
Oh, the heat has made you cross.
Give me my crutch.
Why don't you put on your nice silk pajamas, honey, and come on down to the party? There's a lovely cool breeze.
Give me my crutch, Maggie.
Lean on me, baby.
I don't want to lean on you. I want my crutch. Now, are you going to give me my crutch, or do I have to get down on my knees and on the floor and...
Here, take it.
Thank you.
It's cool on the lawn.
Not going down there, Maggie. Not for you and not for Big Daddy.
At least you could give him this present that I remember to buy for you for his birthday. Think you can write a few words on the card?
You write something, Maggie.
Well, it's got to be your handwriting. It's your present. It's got to be your handwriting.
Didn't get him a present.
Well, what's the difference?
If there's no difference, then you write the card.
And have him know you didn't remember his birthday?
I didn't remember.
Well, you don't have to prove it to him. Just write, love Brick, for heaven's sake.
No.
You've got to.
Don't have to do anything I don't want to. Now, you keep forgetting the conditions on which I agreed to stay on living with you.
Well, I'm not living with you. We occupy the same cage, that's all. You know, it's the first time you've raised your voice in a long time. A crack in the stone wall? I think that's a fine sign. Mighty fine.
What you go do that for?
Well, to give us a little privacy for a while.
Don't make a fool of yourself, Maggie.
I don't mind making a fool of myself over you.
Well, I mind. I feel embarrassed for you.
Feel embarrassed, but I can't live on this way.
Now, you agreed to accept that condition.
I know I did, but I can't. I can't.
Let go, Maggie. Go, Maggie.
End of scene.
Whew. Yeah, these two, they're like never at zero, eh? They're
No.
always like "Meh," right there. Whoever Maggie is, you're going to be exhausted at the end.
Coyote and Roadrunner.
Whew. Scene 4. We're going to play this one alone. Big Mama. Deb, which? Deb, which? You guys choose. Deb, which?
Do you want to go, Deb? Do you want me to?
Deb 1, you're going to go. Maggie, Kim, can you please play Maggie for me? Gooper, you're going to be playing Rob. May, Lynn, you got one line. We're going to be alternating the one-line Mays until we can get into some meatier scenes for May. No Neck Monsters, you're going to be here too, so don't run away. I'm going to need you, okay, Morgan? Thanks, honey. Okay, notes for Big Mama. Big Mama. We're actually going to get to see Big Mama. Yeah. Big Mama is not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. It means well, and after 40 plus years of living with Big Daddy and his very big persona, she's found a big persona of her own. She's not as worldly as Big Daddy is, and the things that she is good at are a little narrower in scope. But she's very much the same kind of big-willed personality that Big Daddy is. She begins this scene wanting to fix everything. Now that she has fixed Big Daddy, she is going to start fixing all the other pieces in her family too. And it's going to start with this relationship between Maggie and Brick. Okie doke. No Neck Monsters, you're going to be playing two different parts over the next couple of scenes because you are all of the kids wrapped up into one, okay? All of you, Sybil, all of you are playing Cowboys and Indians. And some of the times you're going to be a shooter, and sometimes you're going to be a hooter. But either way, you're going to be damn annoying. Okay, now you're the sweetest little thing in the world, Morgan. Love you to death. You're going to work really hard at being annoying for me, right? Ross. Okay. Okay. Carolyn, are you still around or are you gone now?
I'm here. I can help. Is that what's happening here?
Is what's happening here?
Am I helping in some way?
No, I just want to say hi.
Oh, hello.
Okay. So we have a Maggie, we have a May, we have a No Neck Monster, we have a Gooper. I think that's all we need, right? Let's do scene 4. See what we got.
Okay. Act 1, scene 4. Big Mama arrives outside of their door. Upon hearing her, Brick flees to the bathroom.
Son, son, son. We've got the most wonderful news about Big Daddy. What's his door being locked? Y'all think there's robbers in this house?
Brick's getting dressed, Big Mama. He's still getting dressed.
It won't be the first time I've seen Brick not dressed. Come on, open this door. Brick, honey, sweetheart, how's your leg feel? Come on out of there, son. I want to give you the big news about Big Daddy.
I told him already.
I just hate locked doors in the house.
I know you do, but people got to have some moments of privacy, don't they?
No, ma'am, not in this house. So what do you think you took off this for, honey? Thought it looked so sweet on you?
Not sweet enough for Big Daddy's birthday party. Out, 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 you little monster.
Dad, Dad.
Oh, touch the knocked out children. Why, you'd hardly ever dare suggest there's any room for improvement.
Brick, hurry on out. Ah, shoot, Maggie, you just don't like children.
Why, that's not true. I adore them. Well brought up.
Well, why not have them then and bring them up, well, instead of all the time picking on Goopers and Mays?
Hey, Big Mama, you and Betsy gotta go. They're waiting downstairs to say goodbye.
Be right down in a jiffy. Tell them to hold their horses.
Where's Brick?
Why?
Oh,
Big Mama, what you said about having children, it's still kind of a secret, but,
Ah, shoot, Maggie. Stop playing so dumb. I mean, is he still drinking this stuff much?
well, he may have had a little highball.
Don't laugh about it. Some single men stop drinking when they get married. Some start. Brick never touched liquor before he...
That's not fair.
Fair or not fair, I want to ask you a question. One question. Do you make Brick happy? Well?
Why don't you ask me if he makes me happy?
Because I know that.
It works both ways.
Something ain't right. You're childless and my son drinks. When a marriage goes on the rocks are there. Right there.
They're leaving, Big Mama.
I'm coming.
That's not fair.
End of scene.
Crazy. Crazy. There is some serious family breakdown going in the Pollitt estate in
Just a minute.
1955. Wow. Yeah, not very cool. Scene 5 and 6 and 7. All super short scenes. They really do have to run together. You'll understand when you see it. Sarah, can you please play May for me? Alex, can you please play Maggie for me? No Neck Monster, be loud. Be loud and crazy. Just do it. Okie doke? All right.
no, she's not.
And I'm going to need a gooper as well, and I think I got my gooper on tap. Okay. Notes for May versus Maggie. May, you're special. May represents just about everything I absolutely hate about women in general.
Thanks, bud.
She's the embodiment.
Good
She's
thing
the
to say.
embodiment of every horrible woman I've ever known in my entire life, and I just finished burying one.
Ouch.
Okay, here's the May that I'd like to see on our stage when the time is done. Ready? May is married. There is absolutely no evidence in the text whatsoever that May has any feelings whatsoever toward her husband. May has 5 children and 1 more coming. There's absolutely no evidence in the text that she loves any one of them. Here's what May knows. May came from a family of money, and Daddy lost the family money, and she married money. And the patriarch wanted a big family, wanted his son to be a lawyer, wanted them to have a lot of children, and she just checked boxes. That's all she did. It's not about a family or love or fidelity or emotion. It's about winning. May wants to win. That's all May is about. May wants to win. I don't like May. May's not my biggest friend. And playing May is not going to be fun or easy. Okay? She is super evil with the volume cranked. Okay? She is Maleficent. Okay?
Sounds good.
Now, she being one-dimensional, that's one thing. Maggie, when you are facing off with May like you do in this stretch of 5, 6, and 7, you can match her toe-to-toe, dude. There ain't nothing that May's got that you ain't got. Okay? You've got a totally different facet to your character as well, compared to her one dimension. But when the two of you are squaring off, oh yeah, you're holding your own. Fair?
Great. Love it.
Okay. Game on. 5, 6, and 7, please.
Okay. Act 1, Scene 5. Brick comes out of the bathroom.
Has Big Mama gone?
She's gone. You know, our sex life didn't just peter out in the usual way. It was cut off short, long before the natural time for it to, and it's going to revive again, just as sudden as that. I'm confident of it. That's what I'm keeping myself attractive for the time when you'll see me again like other men see me. Yes, like other men see me. They still see me, Brick, and they like what they see. Look, Brick, how high my body stays on me. Nothing has fallen on me, not a fraction. My face still looks strange sometimes, but I've kept my figure as well as you've kept yours, and men admire it. I still turn heads on the street. Why, last week in Memphis, everywhere I went, men's eyes burned holes in my clothes, at the country club and in restaurants and department stores. There wasn't a man I met or walked by that didn't just eat me up with his eyes and turn around when I passed him and look back at me. Why, at Alice's party for her New York cousins, the best looking man in the crowd followed me upstairs and tried to force his way into the powder room with me. Followed me to the door and tried to force his way in.
Why didn't you let him, Maggie?
Because I'm not that common, for one thing. Not that I wasn't tempted to. You'd like to know who it was, It was Sonny Boy Maxwell. That's who.
Oh, yeah. Sonny Boy Maxwell. He was a good broken field runner, but had a little injury to his back and had to quit.
He has no injury now, and has no wife, and still has a lech for me.
I see no reason to lock him out of the powder room in that case.
Oh, I might sometime cheat on you with someone, since you're so insultingly eager for me to do it. But if I do, you can be damn sure it will be in a place and a time where no one but me and the man could possibly know. Because I'm not going to give you any excuse to divorce me for being unfaithful or anything else.
Maggie, I wouldn't divorce you for being unfaithful or anything else. Don't you know that? Hell, I'd be relieved to know that you found yourself a lover.
Well, I'm taking no chances. No, I'd rather stay on this hot tin roof.
A hot tin roof's an uncomfortable place to stay on.
Yeah, but I can stay on it just as long as I have to.
You could leave me, Maggie.
Don't want to and will not. Separation would cost you, and what have you got but what you get from Big Daddy, and he's...
End of scene. Act 1, Scene 6. May storms in, unannounced and unwelcome, carrying an archery bow.
Brick, is this thing yours?
Why, sister woman, that's my Diana trophy. Won it at the intercollegiate archery contests on Ole Miss campus.
It's a mighty dangerous thing to leave exposed around a house full of normal, red-blooded children attracted to weapons.
Normal, red-blooded children attracted to weapons ought to be taught to keep their hands off things that don't belong to them.
Maggie, honey, if you had children of your own, you'd know how funny that is. Will you please lock this up and put the keys out of reach?
Sister woman, nobody is plotting the destruction of your kitties. Brick and I still have our special archer's license, and we're going deer hunting on Moon Lake as soon as the season starts. I love to run with the dogs through chilly winds, run, leap over obstacles.
Sonny, go!
Pew, 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 pew.
How's the injured ankle, Brick?
Doesn't hurt. Just itches.
Oh my, Brick, you should have been downstairs. Kitty's put on a show. Polly and Buster played the piano, Sonny drums, and they turned out the lights, and Dixie and Trixie performed a toe dance in fairy costumes with sparklers. Big Daddy just beamed.
Oh, I bet. It breaks my heart that we missed it, but May, why did you give dog names to all your kitties?
Dog names?
Dixie and Trixie and Buster and Sonny and Polly. Sounds like 4 dogs and a parrot.
Maggie, honey, why are you so catty?
Because I'm a cat. Why, May, would you know a joke if you bumped into it on the main street in Memphis at noon?
You know the names of my children. Buster's real name is Robert. Sonny's real name is Saunders. Trixie's real name is Marlene. And Dixie's is...
Hey, May, sister woman, intermission's over.
Intermission is over. See you later.
How's your liquor supply holding up, buddy?
End of scene. Act 1, Scene 7. Maggie and Brick are alone again.
I wonder what Dixie's real name is.
Maggie, why are you so catty?
I don't know. Because I'm consumed with envy and eaten up with longing? Brick, I'm gonna lay out your beautiful Shanghai silk suit from Rome and one of your monogram silk shirts. I'll put your cufflinks in it, those lovely star sapphires I get you to wear so rarely.
I can't get trousers over this plaster cast.
Yes, you can. And I'll help you.
I'm not going to get dressed, Maggie.
Will you just put on a pair of pajamas?
Yes, I'll do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Don't mention it.
End of scene.
Okay. 8. Still with me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to need a ba in this scene.
You say William?
You good with that, William? Excellent. And for the record, because we've already mispronounced it a few different ways, it's ba, just like jaw or paw or claw.
So like BAW.
It's not bow. It's ba. Okay, Doc Ba. Doc Ba, you are a tired doctor who's more a statesman than he is a doctor. I am not a crook. I'm a tired old man. But I am not a crook. Follow? You with me, Will? Unmute, Will. You're muted, Will.
Am I?
No, there you are. Okay, we found you again. Okay. For scene 8, I'm gonna ask Jim to play Maggie, simply because her Maggie so far is noticeably shorter than the other 3 Maggies we played so far. After this scene, all 4 of our Maggies are roughly on page, and then you guys are just free to choose your parts yourselves. Okay, figure it all out. Y'all figure it out. I'm tired of playing referee. Need a Maggie, need a May. Lynn, are you going to come in from May in this scene?
Yep.
Okay
So
with that?
my question is: this a spoken text right here, like a sunbeam, or is it what is it, a prayer type thing?
Oh, it's sung. Morgan, are you able to sing that? A sunbeam, a sunbeam?
You don't know it.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, she doesn't know that song.
Okay, that's okay, Carolyn.
Yeah.
You know
okay.
what? I'll sing it. And Mom, you can play conductor and lead me, and
I think
I'll be
this
your
would be
no-neck
great.
monster for this scene.
This will be great.
You're gonna love this, aren't you, Carolyn?
So jump in with you, kind of, Anthony, if I pick it up.
Yeah, you'll pick it up.
Yeah, awesome. Great.
A sunbeam. Jesus wants me for a sunbeam. It's a simple song. It's a 1930s American Standard Songbook song, and I just spilled a whole bunch of water all over my phone. Anyway, it's meant to be annoying in background music anyway, but you guys you'll get the idea. Okay.
Morgan, you can jump in too, right?
What was that?
Maybe Morgan can jump in anyway if we're all doing it together then.
Sure. We're all gonna be no-neck monsters for this.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Come on.
Stand by, Morgan.
Anthony,
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
could you
Interruption.
change your microphone?
I can try to. If you really need me to, I can try to. What am I doing that's not good?
The headset microphone just doesn't sound very good.
It's echoing all over the place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me a second. Let me see if I can do that.
I find them hard to hear sometimes too.
Wow. Okay.
I know. I don't know if we're doing.
Is that any better?
Oh, that's way better.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is it? Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I want you guys happy. If you're happy, I'm happy.
Clap your hands.
Okay. Other than that, are we good to go on to 8?
Yep.
Stage manager, our stage is yours.
Okay. Act 1, Scene 8. Doc Ba enters after polite knock on the open door.
Is Brick here? I thought I'd check his ankle. Is it giving him much pain, Maggie?
Oh, well, you know how Brick is, Doc. He hardly ever complains, even when he had that awful back injury in football.
Brick?
Brick's birthday present for Big Daddy.
I think they're fixing to sit down at the table.
Oh, you forgot to write in the card, honey. Thanks, Doc.
Can I get you something cool, Doc?
No thanks. How's the ankle?
Itches some.
Funny, that's the same leg you tore a muscle in. What game was it? The
Bama State?
Yeah, 21 to...
Nothing.
You miss football, don't you? Hurt much when you put weight on it?
Some.
Yeah, you were quite a team, you and Skipper.
What is it, Doc? Now, you didn't leave the party to come up to discuss my health.
That's right.
Now, I already heard the good news about...
It's bad news. It's what we expected. It's malignant and it's terminal. He hasn't a chance.
But Maggie and Big Mama.
Lies. I lied to them. And I lied to him too. Professional ethics.
Goopa?
I told him the truth coming in from the airfield.
He's gonna die.
He's going to die.
A sunbeam, a sunbeam. Jesus wants me for a sunbeam. A sunbeam, a sunbeam. I'll be a sunbeam for him. What kind of truth is that? Cut it, Beth.
Okay, end of scene.
Okay. Maggie, C9. Brick, C9. Yeah, and the no-neck monster comes in playing Indians later on again. And I think it's just the two of them and the no-neck monster when she breaks in. Okay, a note for the three of us when we're doing this scene. Brick comes pretty close to killing Maggie in this scene. He actually tries to take her head off with a crutch.
Nice.
And he misses. And believe it or not, they're all able to laugh about it at the end. And there really is a moment here where the three of them feel like a real family. Like there's a noticeable bond between the three of them. And that's probably something that the no-neck monster never had in her own family because, you know, dad's off being a lawyer somewhere and mom's just posturing and has, you know, an estate to win and really doesn't care about anything else. So there's a real affection between the three of them here. Morgan, when you're told by Aunt Maggie to go away, little girl, you're not happy about that. And you'd much rather stick around. So if she's going to make you upset, you're going to say something that's going to make her upset before you leave. Capiche? Okay. Who's my Maggie? I'm not going to call it. There. See, first one to put up her hand wins. And I guess that's Kim.
Okay.
Beth, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Act 1, Scene 9. Maggie enters carrying a plate of food.
Rick, honey, you should have been at the supper table. You know, Big Daddy, bless his old sweet soul, he's the dearest old thing in the world. But he does hunch over his food as if he preferred not to notice anything else. Well, May and Gooper were side by side at the table, directly across from Big Daddy, watching his face like hawks. while they jawed and jabbered about the cuteness and brilliance of the no-neck monsters. And the no-neck monsters were arranged around the table, some in high chairs and some on books of knowledge, all in fancy little paper caps in honor of Big Daddy's birthday. And all through dinner, well, I want you to know that Brother Man and his wife never once, for one moment, stopped exchanging pokes and pinches and kicks and signals and signs. Even Big Mama, bless her old sweet soul, she isn't the quickest and brightest thing in the world. She finally noticed at last and said, Gooper, what are you and May making all these signs at each other about? I swear to God, I nearly choked on my chicken. I tell you, I got so nervous at the table tonight. I saw your charming sister-in-law, May. Honey, couldn't you feel those precious little things at the separate table with an oilcloth cover? They make such a mess of the nice lace cloth, so pretty. She made enormous eyes at me and said, ooh, no, on Big Daddy's birthday? Why, he would never forgive me. Well, Big Daddy hadn't been at the table 2 minutes with those 5 no-neck monsters, slobbering and drooling all over their food before he threw down his fork and shouted, for God's sake, Scooper, why don't you put them pigs in the trough in the kitchen? Well, I swear, I simply could have died. And you want to know something else? Big Daddy didn't even know how many little Mays and Goopers had produced. How many kids you got? He asked at the table, just like Brother Man and his wife were new acquaintances to him. Big Mama said he was joking, but that old boy wasn't joking. Lord, no. And when they informed him that they had 5 already and were turning out number 6, it seemed to come as sort of an unpleasant surprise. I brought you something to eat.
I'm not hungry.
What's that supposed to mean?
We're leaving.
You can't.
I can.
They're bringing the whole party up here to you.
And if you won't drive me, I'll get one of the boys to do it.
You can't just walk out on Big Daddy's birthday party. Don't you care nothing about him?
Get out of my way, Maggie. Get out of my way, Maggie.
You got no cause to dislike him.
Do I dislike him?
Well, it's obvious to everybody, especially to him. What's he ever done to you? What? Why do you hate him so much? What's he ever done to you?
Nothing.
What was Doc Bar doing up here? What did he?
That's right. Big Daddy's gonna die.
I don't believe that. Doc Bar wouldn't lie to Big Daddy.
Wouldn't he, Maggie?
Oh, poor Big Daddy. I'm so fond of him. I'm genuinely fond of that old man. I really am, you know. Oh, when he finds out, I wouldn't want to be the one to tell him. That's why you want to go now.
Yeah, that's why I want to leave now. You got to do this for me, Maggie, please.
And leave the field to Gooper and that wife of his? No, sir. Let's face facts, baby. You're a drinker and that takes money.
I don't want his money.
You're ready to settle for a 10-cent beer? Because that's just what Gooper will dole out to you when they freeze you out. They've got a plan, baby. Oh, you should have heard them laying it on to Big Daddy a mile a minute. Big Mama's already on their side. You're a drinker and I'm childless. We've got to beat that plan. We've just got to. I've been so disgustingly poor all my life. That's the truth, Brick.
Have you, Maggie?
You don't know what it's like to have to suck up to people you can't stand just because they have money. You don't know what it's like never having any clothes. That dress I married you in was a hand-me-down from a snotty rich cousin I hated. You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it. Oh, Brick, where did I fail you? Where did I make my mistake? Make that your last drink until after the party, please, honey. I think I made my mistake when I tried to tell you about Skipper. That's where I made my fatal error.
Fuck.
Maggie.
I never should have confessed.
Maggie, now you gotta shut up about Skipper. I mean it. You gotta shut up about Skipper.
The laws of silence won't work about that. Not about Skipper and us. It's like locking the door on a fire in the hopes of forgetting the house is burning.
Hey, everybody.
But not looking at the fire doesn't put it out. This time, I'm going to finish. That night in the hotel room, Skipper and
I don't want to hear about it.
Why won't you face the truth just once? About Skipper, about me, about yourself.
Hey, everybody. Deb? Do we have neither Deb here?
I think they're both muted.
Big Mom.
Okay. Take the mute off, girls.
Oh, Brick, honey.
Hey, are you going to bring that party up here or not?
Kit and Caboodle's son. Hey, Big Daddy, Gooper, May.
That won't do any good. I'm going to say this. I don't care if it's it's in front of them.
Maggie, do you want me to hit you with this crutch?
You're still blaming me for Skipper's death.
Now, you know that I could kill you with this crutch.
Good Lord, man. Do you think I'd care if you did?
Skipper and I had a friendship. Now, why can't you leave that alone?
It's got to be told.
But I don't want to hear it.
It's got to be told, and you never let me tell it. I love you, and that's worth fighting for, not Skipper. Skipper was no good.
Maggie.
Maybe I'm no good either. Maybe nobody's good. But Brick, Skipper's dead, and I'm alive.
Maggie.
Maggie the cat is alive. I'm alive. What are you afraid of the truth?
Truth?
Woo, 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 woo.
Little girl, somebody ought to teach you to knock before you open a door. Otherwise, people might think you're lacking in good breeding.
Nya. What's Uncle Brick doing on the floor?
I tried to kill your Aunt Maggie, but I failed. And I fell. Little girl, would you hand me my crutch, please?
What were you jumping high hurdles for?
Because I used to jump them, and people like to do what they used to do after they stop being able to do it.
That's right. And that's your answer. Now, go away, little girl. Stop that, you little no-neck monster.
You're just jealous because you can't have babies.
You see? May and Gooper gloat over us being childless in front of the little no-neck monsters. Brick, I went to the doctor in Memphis, the gynecologist. He says there's no reason why we can't have a child whenever we want. Brick, are you listening?
Yes, Maggie, I hear you. But how in hell on earth do you imagine I'm going to have a child by a man who can't stand you?
That boy of mine is a problem. I'll just have to work out.
No-neck monster, that's you. Here comes that party. Here comes that birthday party.
Oh, sorry.
That's not.
End of scene.
Chink. Okay. So, Big Mama promised she's bringing the whole party up here. And here we are to scene 10. And finally, we get to see Big Daddy. Finally, he makes his presence. And Big Daddy, his volume is on 11. It's always on 11.
Oh, God.
The rest of us are on 10, and Big Daddy is on 11 because he watched Spinal Tap. Reverend Tooker, do we have a Reverend Tooker?
And you say that
Hi,
was
Jim. I didn't even realize that you were here. How are you, buddy? Love you, man. You good?
Sure.
All right, buddy.
Hey, Jimmy.
I think Reverend Tooker is the only character that we haven't talked about.
Yep.
In my world, Reverend Tooker is how many remember WKRP in Cincinnati? He is Les Nessman.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
Oh, okay.
He is frail and shy and meek and tiny, but he's got a scheme. He's got a plan. And in this very scene, Gooper figures it out and calls him on it. And once he calls him on it, he's I gotta go. And he pretty much leaves. He's not the wonderful, shy, giving pastor that everybody thinks that he is. He has an agenda too. Big Daddy makes it very clear in the next couple of scenes that he has spent his entire life surrounded in parasites. And Reverend Tooker, although he comes across as a lamb, he's no better. So that's that. I need a gooper. Oh, look, I only got one gooper. Okay. Unless you want to share it with one of the other boys back there. Gary and William and Jim have been underworked. So why don't the three of them share the roles of Ba and Tooker and Gooper for this scene, just to get them all in the game. Call it out, gentlemen. Who's everybody going to be?
I'll take Gooper again.
William? Jim, call it out. What character are you going to be? Who's going to be Ba and who's going to be Tooker? Call it out.
Tooker.
I'll be Tooker. I don't care.
Okay, Jim's going to be Tooker. And Gary, are you going to be Ba? I can't hear you, Gary. Can anybody else not hear Gary?
I can't hear him.
Gary, can you, are you messing with your volume or something? Try one more time, Gary. Now you look on like you're on mute. Try that. Speak now, Gary. Technical errors. Dave, can you work that out with them while the rest of us plow forth? William, can you read for whichever one hasn't been called on yet? And Gary and Dave will work on his microphone issues.
For William.
Oh, I can do Ba if you want.
Deb 1 or Deb 2? Big Mama?
Take it.
Go for it.
Deb 2, you have to take your mute off, okay? Big Daddy's a jolly good fella. Is that okay with you, No Neck Monster? You can do Big Daddy's a jolly good fella, right?
Yes.
Excellent. I'm going to need, what else am I going to need for this crazy scene?
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
May. I can do May.
Yeah, one of you pick May and one of you two gentlemen pick Big Daddy. Have we heard from John at all yet? We haven't heard from John at all yet.
Nope.
Okay.
Go ahead, John. I've had my one line. So
one line. Yeah. Yep. You know what? We saved the best for last. Big Daddy comes on for real in this scene, and he takes over the show. You'll see that very, very quickly. Is everybody okay with parts at this point? Can we move forward? Let's do it. Go ahead, Beth. Call scene 10.
Act 1, Scene 10. Enter Tooker and Gooper, Ba and May and Big Daddy.
Scene 9 or 10?
Yeah, it's called 9 twice. I called 2 scenes scene 9. It's actually scene 10. You're looking at it right and reading it right. I just wrote it wrong.
You should have seen the preacher's face when I told him what language is that?
Okay, you can't play Tooker because you're Gooper.
Gooper? Oh, okay. Who's Tooker then?
Okay, was that Jim? I thought that was Rob. Okay, I'll shut up. Just do what you do. Guys, do what you do. Do what you do.
Tony, quit screwing us up. Go ahead, Jim.
Am I Tooker then?
Yeah.
Yes, please. That was I thought I was hearing Rob. I don't know why I did that, but I did. My bad. Go.
You should have seen the preacher's face when I told him I got a stained glass memorial window. Delight to bust out crying.
What'd you get to give that window, Reverend?
Clyde Fletcher's widow, a great, generous woman of fine character.
What someone ought to give our church is a cool and system.
Gary, read your message.
Read Bob, exactly my exact thought.
Let's see now. They have their typhoid shots and their tetanus shots, diphtheria shots, hepatitis shots, polio shots. Gooper, honey, what all have the kiddies been shot for?
Well, everything except for steel pickings, I guess.
That's very funny.
Follow instructions.
Well, it does get hot out there, you know.
Well, Brick?
Brick,
you're muted.
He's not good.
Congratulations, Big Daddy, on your birthday.
You should have given Lynn the May part there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still on, Deb.
Crap! I said crap!
You know what Gus Han's family gave in his memory?
No.
A complete new stone parish house.
Preacher.
Where am I?
With a basketball court.
Preacher. We got a lot of background conversation going on here. Director, you want to take care of that, please?
Oh.
Everybody, you're on your mics. Get off your mics while there's a scene going on. Now, what's all this talk about memorial stained glass windows? Thinking on somebody kicking off around here? Is that it, Dave Tanner? I can still hear you, boy.
Amazing.
How about some nice music to start the party off with?
Turn that damn thing off.
Mama.
Both mamas are on mute. I need a mama. Now both mamas are on, but neither one of them are flapping. Come on, I need one of you to flap.
Deb 2, you're on.
No, I think she's off. You might as well take it, Deb.
Take it, Deb.
Where are we? I've lost.
Where's my brick?
Where's my precious baby? Page 11.
I'm on. I've lost it. Where are we at?
Just near the bottom of page 11 where it says, "Where's my brick, my precious baby?"
Turn that damn thing off.
Big Manga Stringer.
Where's my brick?
All right.
Okay, why is she fading from on to off? Because I heard Deb 2 come on and come off.
But yeah.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be doing it.
Deb 2, you're muted again. Unmute. I don't know why you're muting. I think you're muting completely unknown to you. She's muted. There you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I keep unmuting and then I get muted again. I think maybe. Okay. So where's my brick? Where's my precious baby?
Sorry, turn it back on.
How's your leg feel, honey? Your hand was made for holding something better than that. You put that liquor down, son.
Look at old Brick. He's putting it down all right.
Turn that off. How about a birthday kiss, honey? Hey, everybody, you know the first time that Big Daddy kissed me? I fainted. It's a fact. Ain't that so, honey? You all know how he proposed to me.
Ada.
I was 4 months old, full of gooper. And Big Daddy said, "That's my kid, ain't it?" It was kind of funny. I never had a beau until I met your father. Well, he said, "I want that kid. I need him. He ain't going to have nobody else's name but mine. Let's get that preacher. That's what marriage is for family." Children were mighty important to Big Daddy, even then.
Ada, will you stop that yammering?
Oh, that's just his manner of talking. He don't mean. I've been his one and only lover, haven't I, sweetheart?
Ada, will you keep quiet?
Children, come on.
Here comes Big Daddy's birthday. Big
Daddy's a jolly good fella.
Big
Daddy's a jolly good fella.
Big Daddy's a jolly
good fella. And so is Big Mama too.
And
so is Big Mama too.
And
so is Big Mama too. Big Daddy's a jolly good fella.
Mama too.
And so is Big
Mama too.
Mama too.
Ada, what the hell's the matter with you?
Oh, she's just so happy, Big Daddy.
I'm so happy. I'm just going to cry or something. Oh, Brick, Big Daddy's 100% healthy.
Oh, Brick, honey, aren't you going to give Big Daddy his birthday present? Big Daddy?
Big Daddy, you got to open up your birthday present.
Open it up yourself. I want to talk to Brick. Hey, Brick, come on over here.
Hey, Brick, Big Daddy's calling you.
Tell Big Daddy I'm crippled.
I see you're crippled. I want to know how you got crippled.
Take them out for me.
It's a cashmere robe.
You sound surprised, Maggie.
I've never seen a cashmere robe before.
Oh, that's funny.
What's so funny about it? All my family ever had was family.
Quiet.
You bought it yourself at Lowenstein's in Memphis last Saturday. You know how I know?
I said quiet.
I know because the sales girl that sold it to you waited on me and said, "Oh, Mrs. Pollitt, your sister-in-law just bought a cashmere robe for your husband's father."
Sister woman.
Quiet.
Tooker?
Mr. Jim.
Where is Jim?
Jim.
Jim?
Did we lose Jim?
Jim?
Jesus.
Gary, take over. Gary, are you there? Can somebody else take over for Tooker? Or I will. Storm and the Grim Reaper running neck and neck.
Preacher, I hope I'm not butting in on more talk about memorial stained glass windows, am I, preacher?
Not at all, not at all.
Yeah, see, Reverend, what do you get out of all this charity work anyway?
I happen to love humanity. That's my reward.
And if humanity loves you back enough, you might get elected councilman or mayor or something, eh, Reverend?
Yeah, it still says Big Mama. Okay.
Good night, Reverend. No, now don't stop picking on that preacher.
That's all right. I was about
Good
to.
night, preacher.
Exactly what I was about to say. I better be going before it starts raining. Good night, everybody. Bless you all, each and every one in this place.
Good night, Reverend.
Good night, Reverend.
He said you done some jumping on the high school track field last night.
That's what they told me, too.
At 3 o'clock in the morning? What were you doing out there on the high school athletic field at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Jumping the hurdles, Big Daddy. Running and jumping the hurdles. But those high hurdles have gotten too high for me now.
'Cause you were drunk?
Sober, I wouldn't have tried to jump the low ones.
Big Daddy, it's time to blow out the candles on your birthday cake.
A toast to Big Daddy Pollitt on his 65th birthday. To the biggest cotton planter.
Now, I told you to stop it. Now, quit this crap.
Now, I won't allow you to talk this way, not even on your birthday.
I'll talk like I want to on my birthday or any other rotten day of the year. And if anybody around here don't like it, they know what they can do about it.
I know you don't mean that.
You don't know nothing. You never did.
You don't mean that.
Oh, yes, I do mean it. I put up with a lot of crap around here because I thought I was dying. That's when you started taking over. Your loud voice and your old busy body butting in here, there, and everywhere. Sashaying around here, making a big noise like a boss. But I'm the only boss around here. I built this place with no help from you. And I'll run this place until the day I die. Now, is that plain to you, Ida? Is that perfectly clear to you? I ain't gonna die. Ain't nothing wrong with me but a spastic calling. Made spastic, I reckon, by all the lies and liars that I've had to put up with around here and all the hypocrisy I've had to live with these 40 years that I've lived with you. Now blow out them candles. Go on. Blow out them candles on that stupid cake.
Oh, Big Daddy, in all those years, you never believed I loved you. And I did. I did so much. I did love you. I even loved your hate and your hardness.
Wouldn't it be funny if that were true?
End of scene.
Are we okay with our technical difficulties? Did we get Gary sorted out? Gary, are you sorted out?
No, I've sent him a couple messages. See them, I guess.
But Gary, if you could log back on again and go to test your connection.
Before we get back on.
All right, same thing again.
Hey, Jim is reconnecting. All right. Scene 11.
Anthony,
Hi.
we're going to have to log off.
Okay.
Any more no neck monster parts the rest of the play, but I think we're going to have to get going here.
I get it. It's almost 9:00. Is that a bedtime?
It might be something.
I see.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Good to
Bye.
see you again, sweetheart.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Okay, am I muting and unmuting myself, Dave, or are you doing it?
Ideally, you should be doing it.
Okay, because when I was unmuting, you guys couldn't hear me, but you can hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Thank you.
Okay. How about giving Tom a shot at scene 11 for Big Daddy?
There you are.
He's been pretty
You're muted, right? You're muted.
pretty quiet so far tonight. Haven't heard very much of.
I haven't nodded off yet, so it's okay.
That's okay. Well, it's your time. It's your time. Adele, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Are you good for one more scene? Thanks, hon.
I'm not muted.
Who else do we need in this scene?
Cooper, May.
Gooper, we got one. May, fight for it. Who wants it?
How about Lynn hasn't gone yet?
Lynn, excellent. Okay, I'm sorry. It's so hard for me to keep track of everybody. So the beautiful thing about this kind of an acting scenario is we're all friends. And although we're playing the characters of dysfunctional families, we ourselves are not dysfunctional. So we're going to play nicely with one another. What else do we need here? I don't think we need anything else. I think it's now we're down to like the brass tacks of the family.
Yeah.
I think Doc Baw's got one, maybe two more scenes left. One for sure, maybe two. And then it's just the Pollets.
Bob the hair, Deb.
I know. I kind of like the camera.
You really get into the character there, Deb.
Looking good.
Love it.
I had to find my red lipstick just for Big Mama.
Sorry, guys, my computer died.
Oh. You're back now, right?
On my cell phone this time.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Actually, you know what, Jim? The camera is great.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, the camera's better.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, you look way better.
I've never heard that before.
If everybody's cool, let's move on with scene 11 and let's see if we can attack the rest of this play.
All right.
I think there are only two more scenes before intermission, but they're pretty meaty scenes, and a whole bunch of it is going to be Brick and Big Daddy. And they're not fun scenes. I'm going to try my best to hold my crap together because I don't think I've ever not had an emotional breakdown of my own trying to play Brick for these two scenes. So, Beth, without further ado, let's do 11.
Okay. Act 1, scene 11.
Brick. Hey, Brick. I didn't call you Maggie. I called Brick.
I was just delivering him to you, Big Daddy.
What'd you do that for?
Do what?
Wipe off her kids.
I don't know. I wasn't conscious of it.
That woman of yours has got a better shape on her than Cooper's got on her.
Is that the only difference you notice, Big Daddy?
Difference in shape is mighty important, boy.
But don't you think there's a fundamental resemblance? I mean, like a couple of Plymouth Rocks, Rhode Island Reds.
Sure, but it's funny.
What's funny?
Well, that you and Cooper, in spite of being so different, would pick some more or less the same type of woman.
We married into society, Big Daddy.
Why do both of them have that same anxious look?
Well, they're a couple of cats. They're sitting in the middle of a big piece of land, 28,000 acres. Now, that's a lot of land. They're both squaring off, each determined to knock off a bigger piece whenever you let go.
Yeah, well, I got a surprise for them babies. I'm not going to let go for a long time yet. If that's what they're waiting for.
That's right, Big Daddy. You just sit tight and let them scratch each other's eyes out.
Oh, you bet your life. That Cooper's wife, she's a good breeder. And you'll have to admit she's fertile. 5 head of them already and more coming.
Yeah, number 6 already coming.
6 nothing. She'd probably drop a litter next time.
May! Hey, May!
Somebody out there? Cooper? Cooper!
Cooper, Big Daddy.
No, I don't want Cooper, and I don't want you. I want some privacy here while I have a confidential talk with my son Brick. Now it's too hot in here, so close them doors. But I have to close them rotten doors in order to have a private talk with my son Brick. Turn page. Just let them know, and I'll close them, because I have eavesdroppers. I don't like any kind of sneaking and spying.
Why, Big Daddy, I didn't.
You stood on the wrong side of the new moon. If you you stood on the wrong side of the moon. It threw your shadow.
Well,
You was just nothing but spying, and you know it.
Big Daddy, you're so unkind for some reason to those who really love you.
Shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm going to move you and Cooper out of that room next to this. It's none of your goddamn business what goes on in here at night between Brick and Maggie. You listen at night like a couple of rotten, peeking hole spies. And you go and give report on what you hear to Big Mama. And she comes to me and says that she says such and such and such and so about and what they heard going on between Brick and Maggie. And Jesus, it makes me sick. I'm going to move you and Cooper out of that room. I can't stand sneaking and spying. Makes me puke.
They listen, do they?
Yeah, they listen. Give reports to Big Mama on what goes on between you and Maggie. They say that you won't sleep with her, that you sleep on the sofa. Is that true or not true? If you don't like Maggie, get rid of Maggie. What are you doing over there?
Freshening up my drink.
Son, you've got a real liquor problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, I know.
Is that why you quit sports announcing? Because of the liquor problem?
Yes, sir. I guess so.
Son, don't guess about it. It's too important.
Yes, sir.
And listen to me. Life is important. There's nothing else to hold on to. The man that drinks is throwing his life away. Don't do it. Hold on to your life. There's nothing else to hold on to, son.
Huh?
Come over here, son. We don't have to raise our voices. The walls have ears in this place.
All right, Big Daddy.
Ooh, that cigar made a little lightheaded. So you quit. How'd that come about? Some disappointment?
I don't know. Do you?
I'm asking you. How should I know if you don't? Did you hear someone?
You know what I like to hear most?
What?
Solid quiet. Perfect, unbroken quiet.
Why?
Because it's more peaceful.
Man, you'll be hearing a lot of that soon enough in the grave.
Are you through talking to me?
Why are you so anxious to shut me up?
Well, sir, every so often you say to me, Brick, I want to talk to you. But when we talk, it never materializes. You gas about this and that, and I look like I listen. I try to look like I listen, but I don't listen. Not much. Big Daddy, communication between two people is very difficult, and somehow between you and me, it just does not happen.
Have you ever been scared? I mean, have you ever felt downright terror of something? Son, I thought I had. I thought the old man made out of bones has laid his child and heavy hand on my shoulder.
Well, Big Daddy, you kept a tight mouth about it.
A pig squeals. A man keeps a tight mouth about it in spite of a man not having a pig's advantage.
What advantage is that?
Ignorance of mortality is a comfort. He's the only living thing that conceives of death, that knows what it is. The others go without knowing. A pig squeals, but a man sometimes he can keep a tight mouth about it. I wonder if
What, Big Daddy?
a whiskey highball would injure this spastic condition.
No, sir. Might do it some good.
Why is it so damn hard for people to talk?
The old clock makes some nice remarks about time. I like to hear it all night.
We got that clock the summer we went to Europe, me and Big Mama, on that damn Cook's tour. Never had such a lousy time in my life. I'm telling you, son, those scoots over there, they gouge your eyeballs out in their grand hotels. And Big Mama bought more stuff than you could hand in a couple of boxcars, and that's no crap. Everywhere she went on that whirlwind tour, she bought. Why, half that stuff she bought is still crated up and mildewing in the basement. That Europe is nothing on earth but a great big auction. That's all it is. That bunch of old, worn out places. It's just a big fire sale, the whole rotten thing. Big Mama went wild in it. Why, you wouldn't hold that woman with a mule's harness. Bought. Lucky I'm a rich man. Oh, yes, sirree. But it sure is lucky, Brick. You know how much I'm worth? Guess, Brick. Guess how much I'm worth. Close on 10 million in cash and blue chip stocks outside, mind you, of 28,000 acres of the richest land this side of the Valley Nile. But a man can't buy back his life with it. He can't buy back his life with it when his life has been spent. That's one thing not offered on the Europe fire sale or the American markets or any markets on earth. Man, I can't buy his life with it when his life is finished. That's a sobering thought. Very sobering thought. And that's a thought that I was turning over in my head over and over and over until today. I'm wiser and sadder, Rick, with this experience which I just gone through. There's one thing else that I remember in Europe.
What's that, Big Daddy?
The hills around Barcelona in the country of Spain, and the children running over them bare hills in their bare skins, begging like starving dogs with howls and screeches. How fat the priests are on the streets of Barcelona. So many of them, and so fat and so pleasant. You know, I could feed that country. I got money enough to feed that goddamn country. But the human animal is a selfish beast. And I don't reckon the money I passed out there to those howling children in the hills around Barcelona with more than upholster the chairs this room. I mean, pay to put a new cover on this chair. Hell, I threw them money like you scatter feed corn for chickens. I threw money at them, just to get rid of them long enough to climb back into the car and drive away. And then in Morocco, them Arabs, why, prostitution begins at 4 or 5. That's no exaggeration. Why, I remember one day in Marrakesh, that old walled Arab city, I sat on a broken down wall to have a cigar. It was fearful hot, and this Arab woman stood on the road and looked at me until I was embarrassed. She stood stock, still in the dusty, hot road, and looked at me until I was embarrassed. But listen to this. She had a naked child with her, a little naked girl with her, barely able to toddle. And after a while, she set this child on the ground, whispered something to her, and gave her a shove. This child come toward me, barely able to walk, come toddling up to me, and Jesus, it makes you sick to remember a thing like that. It stuck out its hand and tried to unbutton my trousers. Oh, that child was not yet 5. Can you believe me? Or do you think I'm making this up? I went back to the hotel and said to Big Mama, get packed. We're clearing out of this country.
Big Daddy, you're on a talking jag tonight.
Well, sky's open up again, boy. It's open.
That's the way to feel.
I can breathe. All my life, I've been like a doubled up fist, pounding and smashing and driving. But now I'm going to take things easy with them. You know what I'm contemplating?
What's that, sir?
Pleasure. Tell you something, boy. I still have a feeling for women, and I'm 65.
That's mighty remarkable, Big Daddy.
Remarkable? Remarkable?
Admirable.
It's only remarkable and admirable. It's downright satisfying. I'm going to have me a ball.
Ball, huh?
I'm going to pick me a choice woman, and I'm going to smother her in minks and choke her with diamonds. But I'm going to be happy. Why are you so restless? You got ants in your britches?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Something hasn't happened yet.
What's that?
A click in my head.
Did you say click?
Yes, sir. That click in my head that makes me feel peaceful.
Boy, sometimes you worry me.
Like a switch clicking off in my head. Turns the hot light off and the cool one on. All of a sudden, there's peace.
Boy, you're a real alcoholic.
That is the truth. Yes, sir. I am an alcoholic. So if you'll just excuse me.
No, I won't excuse you.
Now I'm waiting for that click, and I don't get it unless I'm alone and talking to no one when there's absolute quiet.
You'll hear plenty of that in the grave soon enough. But right now, we're going to sit down and talk this over.
This talk is like all the others. It gets nowhere, and it's painful.
All right. Let it be painful.
Now, I could crawl on one foot. I can hop if I have to.
If you're not careful, you're going to crawl right out of this family and have to hustle your drinks on Skid Row.
Yeah, that'll come too.
No, it won't. Now that I'm straightened out, I'm going to straighten you out. Sit down.
Now, it's no use. Now, we talk in circles and we have nothing to say to each other.
Stay here, you son of a bitch, until I say go.
I can't.
You sure as hell will. God damn it.
No, I can't. We talk. You talk in circles. We get nowhere. You say you want to talk to me and you don't have a thing to say to me.
Nothing to say. When I tell you I'm going to live when I thought I was dying.
Oh, that. Is that what you have to say to me?
Why, you son of a bitch. Isn't that important?
Well, you said that. That said, and now...
Where are you going?
To get me another bottle.
No, you're not. You drunken whelp.
Big Mama. Big Mama.
Why are you all shouting like that for? I just can't stand it.
Get out of here. Leave us alone. Why do you drink? Go on. You better know why you drink or give up drinking.
Give me my crutch.
Why do you drink?
And now look, I stepped on my foot and I'm in pain.
Good. At least you're not too numb with it. Liquor to feel pain. Now why do you drink?
Give me my crutch.
Why do you drink?
Don't know. Give me my crutch.
Tell me first.
No, give me a drink first and I'll tell you.
Oh, I'll make a bargain with you. You tell me why you drink, and I'll hand you one. I'll pull the liquor for you myself and hand it to you.
Why do I drink?
Tell me first. First, you got to tell me.
I'll tell you in one word.
What word?
Disgust. Now, how about that drink?
What are you disgusted with? You got to tell me that first. Otherwise, being disgusted doesn't make any sense.
Give me my crutch.
You heard me. You got to tell me what I asked for you first.
I told you. I said to kill my disgust.
Disgust with what?
You struck a hard bargain.
Boy, do you want liquor that bad?
Yes, sir. I want liquor that bad.
If I give you a drink, will you tell me what it is you're disgusted with, Rick?
Yes, sir. I'll tell you, as soon as somebody mutes when they're clicking their mouse, it's driving me crazy. Have you ever heard the word mendacity?
Sure. Mendacity? Mendacity is one of them $5 words that cheap politicians throw back and forth at each other.
You know what it means?
Don't it mean lying with liars?
Yes, sir. Lying and liars.
Has someone been lying to you?
Oh, not one lie, not one person, the whole thing.
We want Big Daddy. We want Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, the kiddies are shouting for you out there.
Keep out, Cooper.
Excuse me, sir.
What's the matter? You got a headache?
No, I'm just trying to.
Just trying to concentrate. But you can't because your brain is soaked with liquor. Wet brain. Mendacity. What do you know about mendacity? I could write a book on it.
It's your sister calling from Memphis.
Oh, to hell with her. Cooper, get her out of there. Go on. Close the door after you. Mendacity. Look at all the lies that I've had to put up with pretenses, hypocrisy, pretending like I care for Big Mama. I haven't been able to stand that woman for 40 years. Church, it bores me, but I go. And all those swindling lodges and social clubs and money-grabbing auxiliaries, that's got me on the #1 sucker list. Boy, I've lived with mendacity. Now, why can't you live with it? You got to live with it. There's nothing to live with but mendacity. Is there?
Oh, yes, sir. You can live with this.
That's not living. That's dodging away from life.
I want to dodge away from life.
And son, why don't you kill yourself?
Because I like to drink.
I can't talk to you.
I'm sorry.
You expect me to turn over 28,000 acres of riches, the richest land this side of the Valley Nile, to a fool on a bottle?
No, sir.
I like you, son. But why should I subsidize worthless behavior and rotten corruption?
Turn it over to Gooper and May.
I can't stand Gooper. And that bitch, May, and those 5 screaming monkeys. No, I don't have to turn it over to any of you. To this day, I haven't made a will. Now I don't have to. The pressure's off. I can wait and see if you pull yourself together or if you don't.
That's right.
Now, I'm not kidding.
No, sir, I know you're not kidding.
You mean you don't care?
No, sir. I don't care. Now, you tell Lacey to drive me to the station.
Now wait a minute.
You tell him or I'm going to drive myself.
Wait, Rick.
I'm going home tonight, now.
This is your home.
Is it? Since when?
Let's don't leave it like this. Let's all them other talks we had. We always seem to talk around things, seem to leave things unsaid and unspoken. But now we've got to talk straight.
No, sir. It's too late to talk.
Why? What are you disgusted about? Because you can't play football anymore? Is that it? Because you lost your job, your sports job announcing? I'll get it back.
What, sit in the glass box and watching games I can't play anymore, describing what I can't do anymore while other players are doing it, filling my Coke with bourbon so I can stand it. Is that what you're going to get back from me?
I think you're passing the buck.
You know many drinking men.
I've known a goodly number. That's basic.
Could any of them tell you why they drank?
Yeah. You're passing the buck. You're passing the buck to things like disgust and mendacity. Now, if you got to use that kind of language about a thing, it's 90 proof crap. And I'm not buying any. Now, you start drinking with your friend, Skipper's death. Now, that's the truth, ain't it?
What are you suggesting?
Nothing.
But what? Come on. Say what was on your mind. Say it.
Why are you so excited?
Go ahead. Say it.
What are you shouting like that for?
Skipper and I were friends. Can't you understand that?
Well, Cooper and May said that Skipper was...
Skipper is the only thing that I've got left to believe in, and you're dragging it through the gutter.
Just a minute.
You're making it shameful and filthy. You...
Give me your hand.
I don't want your hand. To hell with all lies and liars. Didn't you ever look up to anybody? Anybody in your whole life? Didn't you ever believe in anybody? No, sir. I guess you didn't. Nothing and nobody except for Big Daddy himself.
You and Skipper played football together. Made a few touchdowns. Does that make him God Almighty?
I could depend on him.
Well, on the football field.
No, anytime, anywhere, any place, I could depend on him.
You sure of that?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Crap. Why did your big, strong man fall apart? Why did Skipper crap up?
All right. You're asking for it, and we're going to have that talk, that straight, true talk. It's too late to stop now.
Can't say it without a drink?
But I haven't heard that click yet, that mechanical click.
Boy, you need a lot of crutches, don't you? Clicks, whiskey. What else do you need? Skipper? He was a crutch for you too, wasn't he?
Yes, sir. He was someone for me to lean on, in school and out of it.
How did Maggie take this great and true friendship?
Ask her.
I'm asking you.
No, you want to know why Skipper crapped up? Ask Maggie the cat.
What did you do? Chase him out of the 11th-story window in that Chicago hotel? Did that little bitty girl shove her big hair all out by herself? Why? What was going on between Skipper and Maggie?
Ask her.
Don't.
Well, Maggie said that she wanted to have that talk. She said she wanted to have that straight talk. Now she's not going to have a choice. She wanted it to be a private talk. Yeah, well, Brick kind of took that out of her hands. But they're going to have that talk. They're going to have it now. And Maggie's not going to like it. But in the end, Maggie wins. Okay, I think you're like 0 to oversatiated in Big Daddy. I'm going to give John a shot at this. Are you okay with that, Tom?
Feel free, John.
Okay. We got a gooper. Big Mamas, choose yourselves. Mays, choose yourselves. There's only 2 of you. There's not too much carnage happening. I'm going to close my eyes and hope that one of you puts up your hand first and makes it clear who the Maggie is going to be.
All right.
Who's going to play Maggie this scene? Vicky's going to play Maggie this scene as soon as she's off mute. Okay. And we do remember that all of our jostling around, and I get it, there's going to be long stretches where we're going to be quiet. I spilled about a little bit more than a liter onto the floor, and I was going frantic trying to clean up, and I ran out of my second roll of paper towels. But all of that happened on mute. So please, if you're going to be flustering and fumbling around, remember that you have a mute and an unmute. Okay. Scene 12 is Brick's worst scene, and I don't think I've ever done this scene without crying. So let's keep the pace. And I have 2 notes for Big Daddy. Now that each of you have had a meaty chance to play Big Daddy, there are 3 known versions of this script that I am aware of. In 2 of them, Big Daddy's go-to word is crap. In the 3rd one, his go-to word was changed to bull. Technically, we can make happy the DPS by using either one of their words because both of them are Tennessee Williams words. It's not like I'm inventing it. So why don't my 2 Big Daddies think about whether they'd rather be saying crap or whether they'd rather be saying bull. So you can feel free to bull crap that one out and let me know what you 2 gentlemen decide, okay? Ultimately, Big Mama starts taking after Big Daddy, so she's going to be piping in with a bull or a crap of her own, but all of that ends up happening, and we'll figure it all out. The other thing that I'm going to pump into Big Daddy's, 2 very particular words that he uses exaggeratedly. Hypocrisy and obnoxious. And I'd love to hear you 2 gentlemen pronounce those 2 words like that. The obnoxious smell of mendacity and a laugh full of hypocrisy and lies. Fair enough?
You got it.
Thanks, gentlemen. Okay, Beth, whenever you're ready, unmute.
Okay. Act 1, scene 12. Big Daddy calls Maggie into the bedroom.
Maggie, come here.
Can I be of assistance, Big Daddy?
Trixie's ready to play the piano for you, Big Daddy.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah. Go ahead, Trixie, play.
What was going on between you and Skipper?
Well, you see, Big Daddy.
Well, go on, Maggie. Now, you wanted to talk truth before. Well, go ahead. Come on now. Big Daddy wants to know. Go ahead. Tell him.
Skipper didn't like me.
Why, Maggie? Why didn't Skipper like you?
You know he was against us getting married.
Why, Maggie?
Because it meant less freedom for you.
Freedom to do what, Maggie?
Freedom to run from town to town, planes, trains, always running. Football practice, playing cards.
Now, nobody forced you to come along with us.
Well, I didn't expect to spend my honeymoon in a locker room with the boys.
Since when did the smell of a man ever injure your sensitive feelings?
Football, baby. The idea of football smelled. Especially the notions of a professional team. Why, he didn't need any team of his own. He could have got a spot on any pro team in the country. You organized your own team on account of Skipper.
You're a liar.
On account of he wasn't good enough to make it on his own.
Professional football, Maggie, is a business, not a social club, a business.
Oh, you mean the business of making money?
Yeah, money, the stuff that your dreams are made of.
Why, the Dixie Stars never made a nickel. Not from the first day to the last. It wasn't the money, it was the cheers. He lapped them up.
Sure, the cheers didn't mean anything to me.
Oh, no.
But they did to you, didn't they? Because they shut you out, and that's what you hated, being shut out.
Not by the crowds, baby, by you. By the man I worshipped. That's why I hated Skipper.
You hated him so much that you got him drunk and went to bed with him.
Well, is that true?
Oh, Big Daddy, you don't think I ravished a football hero.
Skipper was drunk.
Well, so are you most of the time. I don't seem to make out so well with you.
Are you trying to say that nothing happened between you and Skipper?
You know what happened.
I don't know what happened. No, I don't know, Maggie. I wasn't there. I couldn't play that Sunday. I wasn't in Chicago. I was in the hospital.
Oh, but Skipper played. He played all right. Played his first professional game without Brick. Tell Big Daddy what happened. Go on. Go ahead. Tell him. You're a sports announcer. Give us a running account of the All-American bust. Tell Big Daddy how many times Skipper fumbled and stumbled and fell apart. On offense, he was useless. On defense, he was a coward. And it was all over. Chicago Bears 47, Dixie Stars 0.
Bad breaks.
No.
An off day.
No, baby. Without you, Skipper was nothing. Outside, big, tough, confident. Inside, pure jelly. You saw the game on TV. You saw what happened.
But I didn't see what happened in Skipper's hotel room. That little episode wasn't on TV. Go ahead. Tell Big Daddy why you were in Skipper's room.
He was sick with drink. He wouldn't come out. He'd busted some furniture and the hotel manager said to stop him before he called the police. So I went to his room. I scratched on his door and I begged him to let me in. He was half crazy, violent and screaming one minute, weak and crying the next. And all the time, scared stiff about you. So I said to him, maybe it's time we forget about football. Maybe he ought to get a job and let me and Brick alone. I thought he'd hit me. He walked toward me with a funny sort of smile on his face. And then he did the strangest thing. He kissed me. That was the first time he'd ever touched me. And then I knew what I was going to do. I'd get rid of Skipper. I'd show Brick that their deep, true friendship was a big lie. I'd prove it by showing that Skipper would make love to the wife of his best friend. He didn't need any coaxing. He was more than willing. He even seemed to have the same idea.
You're just trying to whitewash it.
I'm not. I was trying to win back my husband. It didn't matter how. I would have done anything, even that. But at the last second, I got panicky. Supposing I lost you instead. Supposing you'd hate me instead of Skipper. So I ran. Nothing happened. I've tried to tell him 100 times, but he wouldn't let me. Nothing happened.
Hallelujah. Saint Maggie.
I wanted to get rid of Skipper, but not if it meant losing you. He blames me for Skipper's death. Maybe I got rid of Skipper, but Skipper won out anyway. I didn't get rid of him at all. Isn't that an awful joke, honey? I lost you anyway.
You didn't talk to him again before he...
No, but Brick did.
How do you know they talked?
Skipper told me.
When?
When they put his poor, broken body in the ambulance. I rode with him to the hospital. The whole time he kept on saying, why did Brick hang up on me? Why? Why, Brick?
End of scene.
Carry on.
Brick, where are you going?
Home.
You can't drive. You're drunk.
Not yet, Big Daddy, not yet. Now, give me that bottle.
What are you running away from? Why did you hang up on Skipper when he called you? Answer me. What did he say? Was it about him and Maggie?
He said they'd made love.
And you believed him?
Yes.
Then why haven't you thrown her out? Something's missing here. Now, why did Skipper kill himself?
Because somebody let him down. I let him down. When he called that night, I couldn't make much sense out of him. There was one thing that was sure. Skipper was scared. Scared about what happened that day on the football field, that I'd blame him. Scared that I'd walk out on him. Skipper, afraid. I couldn't believe that. I mean, inside, he was real, deep down, scared. He broke like a rotten stick. He started crying, I need you. He kept blabbering, help me, help me. Me help him. How does one drowning man help another drowning man?
So you hung up on him.
And then that phone started to ring again, and it rang, and it wouldn't stop ringing, and I lay in the hospital bed. I was unable to move or run from that sound, and still it kept ringing and louder and louder. The sound of that was like Skipper screaming for help, and I couldn't pick it up.
So that's when he killed himself?
Yeah. Because I let him down. So that disgust with mendacity is really disgust with myself. And when I hear that click in my head, I don't hear the sound of that phone ringing anymore, and I can stop thinking. I'm ashamed, Big Daddy. That's why I'm a drunk. When I'm drunk, I can stand myself.
But it's always there in the morning, isn't it? The truth. And it's here right now. You're just feeling sorry for yourself. That's all it is. Self-pity. You didn't kill Skipper. He killed himself. You and Skipper and millions like you living in a kid's world, playing games, touchdowns, no worries, no responsibilities. Life isn't no damn football game. Life isn't just a bunch of high spots. You're a 40-year-old kid. Soon you'll be a 60-year-old kid pretending you're hearing cheers when there ain't any, dreaming and drinking your life away. Heroes in the real world live 24 hours a day, not just 3 hours in a game. Mendacity, it's the system we live in. You won't live with mendacity? You're an expert at it. The truth is pain and sweat, paying bills, and making love to a woman that you don't love anymore. The truth is dreams that don't come true, and nobody prints your name in the paper until you die. Now here, the truth is you never grew up. Grown-ups don't hang up on friends, and they don't hang up on their wives.
Would you just please let go?
And they don't hang up on life. Now that's the truth, and that's what you can't face.
Can you face the truth?
Try me.
Sure, somebody else's truth.
Crap! You're running again.
Yeah, I'm running from lies, like birthday congratulations and many happy returns on a day that there won't be any. Please let me go home.
What did you say?
Forget it.
Many happy returns when when there won't be any?
Please, just let me go home. Leave the place to Goopa and to May.
Leave the place? Who said I was going to leave the place or anything? I'll outlive you. I'll bury you. I'll buy your coffin.
That's right, Big Daddy. Many happy returns.
They were lying, weren't they? Son, about the report from the clinic? This pain that keeps grabbing at me, it's death, isn't it? Answer me. The truth.
You said it yourself, Big Daddy. Mendacity is a system we live in.
Damn all lying sons of lying bitches. Yes, all liars. All liars. All lying, dying liars. Liars. Dying. Liars. Liars.
Rick, wait.
Look at us, Maggie. Look at us. The great Pollitt estate. Stuck in. I heard him, Maggie. I heard him real bad.
Fade to black and intermission.
Woo!
Wow.
Use your Kleenex, Tony.
Whoa. Woo.
That scene is a long time coming, and it gets a little bit more powerful with every chapter of my life.
Yep.
Wow.
Most of you know that I lost my mom earlier this year.
Yep.
And that ended up being, wow. Oh, sometimes there's more drama in your life off the stage than there is on the stage. And
Yep.
it's not making playing this role any easier. Anyway, yeah, she was a piece of work, my mom. Hope it's real hot down there.
Tony.
Anyway, yeah. So we got all the players out now, don't we? We know what's going on in this play now. All the pieces are starting to unravel, and pretty much everything is out on the table. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up the second act and having some kind of family restoration so that the Pollitts can actually live with one another moving forward. The one big theme that Brick ends up saying at the very, very end of this play, and it's something that is going to be underlying, and when the time comes for this to go into rehearsal, God willing soon, go away, COVID, go away. Brick talks about now a family crisis brings out the best and the worst in all of its family members. And we're starting to understand why Brick and Big Daddy have gotten along so well and why nobody else in this family really does. When it comes time to the hard truths, it's only going to come from Brick. Nobody else is going to tell Big Daddy the truth. Nobody else has the gumption to do it. And there's a mutual respect there. Maggie, May, they've got an agenda. And Gooper allows his wife to sway him that way. But Brick is the only one who holds true. Question for Big Mamas, plural. There's a lot of time that Big Mama is talking about, oh, he's 100% healthy and he's going to make it and he's going to live. And whoever is going to end up playing Big Mama is going to have to decide how much of that she sees through, because she's been swimming in 40 years of mendacity too. She's maybe not the brightest bulb on the tree, but she ain't burnt out either. There's enough going on inside of there for her to be able to say, you know what, do I just play along with this? Do I will it to be the truth? Or is she completely oblivious? It's a decision that's going to have to be made. there are a bunch of decisions like that that have to be made. If you haven't figured it out, Tennessee wrote a gem of a script here, didn't he? Okay. Does anybody need like a 10-minute pre-break? This is the official intermission after all. No, good. Silence gives consent. Excellent. Qui tacet consentirse. Okay, so we
Can we figure out, can Deb, can you figure out which ones are which scenes you want to play?
What do you want to play, darling?
there's a grand total of 4 scenes left, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so why don't I go, then you go, then you go, then you go?
Perfect.
Okay.
We got it.
so I'll
We
start.
got this, Deb.
Okay.
All right, Big
Okay.
Mama.
Maze, can you do the same thing and figure out who's doing the odds and who's doing the evens?
Other May, do you want to switch? So one page you and another page me?
Yeah, sure. Like one scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do you want to start?
Sure, sounds
Okay.
great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Maggie's, can you girls, can you cats jump in whenever you want? And I mean that both in the jazz sense and in the metaphorical Tennessee Williams sense. Can you cats figure that out?
There's 4 scenes and 4 of us, correct?
Yep.
Great.
I
Do you
see a
want-
very simple math problem there. Good job.
Yeah. So I can do the first scene, and then who wants to do the second?
There's Kim. Kim saying too.
I can do the second.
And then 3 is and 4. Great.
That was easy. Okay. Do we want to run the second act in real time? Just run it. No intermissions, no cutting, no chopping, no nothing. Just run it.
Let's go for it.
Go for it.
We know
Um,
the characters now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Beth, can you do the interjecting with the ins and outs? Essentially, if you have a copy of the script that I gave you today?
With all the green? Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
Read
It
all
was
the
just-
green.
Okay, it just
Just-
means that people have to stop and let me read it.
You're going to elbow your way in there because you're good at it.
Okay, I can try.
Yes, you can. Just get on in there.
Okay, so be
Okay,
ready?
let's do this. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Do we
Yeah.
have Gary and Jim for anything?
We can
And I don't
make
know if Gary's is working or not, so you might want to try that.
Gary. Oh no, Gary, I'm really sorry that we're having such technical difficulties with you. I don't know what's causing that.
Gary online?
Okay. You know what? If we have a Tom and a John and a William and a Jim, and there's 4 scenes left, can you guys each take a shot at Big Daddy?
Sure.
William, go first. 14, 15 will be Jim, 16 will be Tom, 17 will be John.
Who's going to play Ba?
Oh shit, there is a Ba. Okay.
And one of the guys that isn't playing Big Daddy play boss.
Right. Yeah. See how that works out? Perfect. Gary, I'm really sorry that we can't get you working properly right now. I'm sorry, my friend. Plowing forward, folks.
Plowing forward.
Hypocrisy and obnoxious. And Big Mamas, you're going to be asked whether you're going to be using bull or crap. And you can feel free to choose either one because they're both Tennessee Williams words. All right.
Crap, I got no lines in 15, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
there's no lines in 16 either.
Oh, hate it when that happens. Are there any Doc Ballaw's lines in those scenes?
I don't see it, no. Oh, there is one.
There's a Doc Ball in this one.
I have 2 in 15. I'll do those.
Might as well do Doc Ball all the way through, Jimmy.
You know what? I'm seriously thinking that Jim is Rob, and I hear the same voice. I thought that was Rob again, but I had to look twice, and it was Jim. Okay.
You need your
If
ears cleaned there, Tony.
what was that, my friend?
You need your ears cleaned there.
Oh boy, it sounds like the same voice to me. Anyway, my bad. Without further ado, if we're all good and square and somewhat ready to go,
yep.
Let's just run this and never stop. Go, Beth.
Did you say you wanted me to play Big Daddy in this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Right, fine. Okay.
Act 2, scene 14.
All lying, dying, liars, liars, liars.
Right, I think I'm on the wrong scene.
Maggie.
Sorry.
Right after intermission, Act 2, Scene 14.
Definitely on the wrong scene. Great. Rick, what in the name of God is going on in this room?
Trixie, you quit that. Cooper, will you please put these kiddies to bed right now?
Hey, have you seen Big Mama?
Over shoulder while walking into bedroom.
You may.
Oh, pardon me. Can you just, what was the last line?
May, have you seen Big Mama?
I don't seem to have that.
Bottom of 21.
Thank you. I think I missed a line.
Paragraph, May. Oh,
I'm on page 22. After the intermission, I've got, yeah, is that right?
Not at the
Not yet.
bottom, it's at the top.
At the top. We're just starting the scene.
So I've got Dixie Trixie, and then I've got Gooper who says, May, you seen Mama?
And then you're right there. Not yet, but as Big Daddy.
Okay, got it. Yep, thank you very much. Can you lead me in one more time?
May, have you seen Big Mama?
Not yet. Has Big Daddy gone to bed, Brick?
Yes, he's gone to bed.
May exits.
Why Big Daddy shout liars?
May!
Crossing to terrace.
I didn't lie to Big Daddy. I've lied to nobody but myself. Just lied to myself.
Follows Brick out.
Over my dead body. Where do you think you're going?
Out for some air. I want air.
Enters searching frantically.
Now, where is that old lady?
Enters.
Find her, Gooper.
She's avoiding this talk.
I think she senses something.
Go find Big Mama and tell her Doc Ba has got to go soon.
Don't let Big Daddy hear you.
Enters.
Big Mama.
Rick, they're going to tell Big Mama the truth now, and she needs you.
Two distinct conversations.
This is going to be painful.
Painful things can't always be avoided.
Well, that's what I've noticed about them, sister woman.
I see Big Mama. She's gone around the gallery to Big Daddy's room. Hey, Big Mama, come here.
Hush, Gooper. Don't holler. Go to her.
Enters.
here I am. What do you all want with me?
Big Mama, I told you we gotta have this talk.
When Maggie realizes Brick is unconsolable, leaves him alone and returns to bedroom.
What talk are you talking about? I saw the light go on in Big Daddy's bedroom and took him his glass of milk. And he just shut the shutters right in my face. When all couples have been together as long as me and Big Daddy, they get irritable with each other just from too much devotion. Isn't that so?
Yes, of course it's so.
I think Big Daddy was just worn out. He loves his family. He loves to have them around him, but it's a strain on his nerves. He wasn't himself tonight, Doc. Big Daddy wasn't himself. I could tell he was all worked up.
I think he's remarkable.
Yes, just remarkable. Did you notice all the food he ate at that table? Why, he ate like a pig hog.
I hope he doesn't regret it.
What? Why, that man ate a huge pass of cornbread with molasses on it, helped himself twice to Hoppin' John.
Big Daddy loves Hoppin' John. We had a real country dinner.
Yes, he simply adores it. and candied yams. Son, that man put away enough food on that table to stuff a field hand.
I hope he doesn't have to pay for it later on.
What's that, Gooper?
May?
Both Mays are on mute.
Oh,
Gooper says he hopes Big Daddy doesn't suffer tonight.
Oh, shoot. Gooper says there ain't nothing wrong with Big Daddy but nerves. Ain't that so, Maggie? He's as sound as a dollar. Now he knows what it is and why he ate such a big supper. He's a load off his mind, knowing he was doomed to what he thought he was doomed for.
Now, nothing's going to hurt Big Daddy. We just won't allow anything to happen to him.
Doc, come here, Doc.
I don't need any doctor.
He's got to tell you something. He's got something to tell you about Big Daddy.
Oh, sticky rain always makes me sick. Give me something to wash this tablet down with. What? What's wrong here? You all got such long faces.
Hello, Moon. I envy you, you cool son of a bitch.
I want Rick.
He just stepped out for some fresh air.
End of scene. Act 2, scene 15. Maggie goes to Brick on the terrace.
Rick, what are you doing out here on the gallery, baby?
Admiring and contemplating the man on the moon.
Honey, I want Brick.
Bring little brother in here so we can talk.
I envy you, you cool son of a bitch.
Big Mama needs you.
Then tell her without me.
Please, Brick. I just can't stand the way that the May and Gooper are.
A what? Trying to grab off this place for themselves? Well, let 'em. Let 'em have it all. And if you want to fight for a piece of the old man's carcass, why, you go right ahead, but you're going to do it without me.
All right, I deserve that, but not this time. This time you're wrong. What I can't stand is not losing this place. It's Big Mama. I know what it's like to lose somebody you love.
Careful, your claws are showing. I can't witness that thing in there.
What's wrong here? You all have such long faces. You sit here waiting for something like a bomb to go off.
We're waiting for Brick and Maggie to come in for this talk.
Brother Men and May have got a trick up their sleeves, and if you don't go in there to help Big Mama, you know what I'm gonna do? Coming, Big Mama! I'm gonna take every damn bottle on this place and pitch it off the levee into the river.
Talk. Whispers. Brick! Never had this sort of atmosphere here before.
Before what, Big Mama?
This occasion. What are Brick and Maggie out there doing right now?
They seem to be having some little altercation.
You're a live cat, aren't you?
You're damn right I am.
Gooper, will you please open that hall door and let some air circulate in this stifling room?
Big Mama, I think we ought to keep that door closed until after the talk.
Shoot.
I just don't think we ought to take any big chance of Big Daddy hearing a word of this discussion.
What discussion of what? Maggie, Brick, nothing is going to be said in this house of Big Daddy Pullet that he can't hear if he wants to.
How long are you going to stand by me, Maggie?
Forever, if necessary.
Brick!
That boy's gone to pieces. He's just gone to pieces.
You know, in my day, they used to have something called the Keeley cure for drinkers.
Shoot.
Nowadays, I understand they just take some kind of tablets that kill the taste for the stuff.
They call them anti-bus tablets.
Brick don't need to take nothing. That boy's just broken up over Skipper's death. You know how poor Skipper died. They gave him a big dose of that sodium amytal stuff at his home. And then they called the ambulance and gave him another big dose of it at the hospital. And all the alcohol in his system for months and months just proved too much for his heart, and his heart just quit beating. I'm scared of needles. I'm more scared of a needle than the knife. Oh, here's Brick, my precious baby.
End of scene.
Hi, Mama.
Act 2. Scene 16. Maggie and Brick re-enter bedroom.
Take it, Goopa.
What?
Goopa knows what. Take it, Goopa.
You just break my heart.
Brick, sit with Big Mama and hold her hand while we talk.
You do that, Maggie. I'm a restless cripple. I gotta stay on my crutch.
Why are you all surrounding me like this? Why are all you staring at me like this and making signs at each other? I don't need anybody to hold my hand. Are you all crazy? Since when did Big Daddy or me need anybody?
Calm yourself, Big Mama.
Calm yourself, sister woman. How could I calm myself with everyone staring at me if big drop of blood had broken out of my face? What's this all about, huh? What?
Sit down, May. Big Mama wants to know the complete truth about the report we got today from the Osher Clinic.
Is there something that I don't know about?
Oh, yes. Well,
Well, I want to know. Somebody must be lying. I want to know.
Sit down, Big Mama. Sit down on the sofa.
Brick.
What is it? What is it?
I've never seen a more thorough examination than Big Daddy Pollitt was given in all my experience at the Oshner Clinic.
It's the best, one of the best in the country.
It's the best in the country, bar none.
Sorry. Of course, there were 99 and 9/10% sure before they even started.
Sure of what? Sure of what? Sure of what? What?
Now, Mommy, be a brave girl.
By the light of the silvery moon.
Shut up, Brick.
Sorry.
Now, you see, Big Mama, they cut a piece off of this growth, a specimen of tissue, and...
Growth? You told Big Daddy?
Now, wait.
You told me and Big Daddy there wasn't a thing wrong with him. But
Big Mama, they always...
Let Doc Bot talk, will ya?
A little spastic condition.
Yes, that's what we told Big Daddy, but we had a bit of tissue run through the laboratory, and I'm sorry to say that the test was positive on it. It's malignant.
Cancer? Cancer?
Now, Mommy.
You had to know, Big Mama.
Why didn't they cut it out of him? Huh? Why?
It involved too much, Big Mama. Too many organs affected.
Big Mama, the liver's affected and so are the kidneys, both. It's gone way past what they call
a surgical risk.
Yes, it's gone past the knife.
That's why he's turned yellow.
Get away from me. Get away from me, May. I want Brick. Where's Brick? Where's my only son?
Mama! Did she say only son?
What does that make me?
A sober, responsible man with 5 precious children. 6.
I want Brick. Brick.
Mama, let me tell you.
No, leave me alone. You are not my blood.
Mama, I'm your son. Listen to me.
Gooper's your son, Mama. He's your firstborn.
Gooper never liked Big Daddy.
That's not true.
It's all a mistake. I know it's just a bad dream.
We're going to keep Big Daddy as comfortable as we can.
Yes, it's just a bad dream. That's all it is just an awful bad dream.
In my opinion, Big Daddy is having some pain, but won't admit that he has it.
Just a dream, a bad dream.
That's what lots of them do. They think if they don't admit it, they're having the pain, then they can sort of escape the fact of it.
Yeah, they get sly about it, get real sly about it.
Gooper and I think.
Shut up, May. Big Mama, I really do think Big Daddy should be started on morphine.
Nobody's going to give Big Daddy morphine.
Now, Big Mama, when that pain strikes, it's going to strike mighty hard, and Big Daddy's going to need the needle to bear it.
I tell you, nobody's going to give him morphine.
Big Mama, you don't want to see Big Daddy suffer. You know, you.
Well, I'm leaving this stuff here, so if there's a sudden attack, you won't have to send out for it.
Well, Doc, Bo's going.
Yes, I gotta be going. Well, keep your chin up, Big Mama.
She's gonna keep her old chin up, aren't you, Big Mama? Well, Doc, we sure do appreciate all you've done. I'm telling you, we're obligated.
I know how to give a hypo.
Nobody's going to be giving Big Daddy morphine.
May took a course in nursing during the war.
Somehow, I don't think Big Daddy would want May to give him a hypo.
You think he'd want you to do it?
I know it's me, but I don't know where I am. I don't know where.
Why didn't,
what is he saying?
why didn't you give her a while to adjust herself to the idea?
Halfway down the page.
Just above the bottom of 26.
Why didn't you give her a while to adjust herself to the idea?
It's Maggie who's upsetting.
Hey, Doc, instead of the needle, haven't you maybe got a pill to make the pain disappear?
Sometimes I wish I had a pill to make people disappear.
Margaret?
I'm right here, Big Mama.
Does Rick know? You know, honey, we've never a very happy family. I mean, there wasn't much joy in this house. Oh, it wasn't Daddy's fault. I mean, it was just, well, how some homes are happy homes, but I thought coming home from the clinic this morning, now we'll be happy here. You and Brick will come and live with us, and you'll have children in this house, and we'll help each other be happy. Nothing ever the way you plan, is it? Margaret, honey, you've got to help Brick. Make him pull himself together, because it'll break Big Daddy's heart if Brick don't pull himself together and take hold of things here.
I guess that doctor has a lot on his mind, but it wouldn't hurt him to act a little more human.
Take hold of what things, Big Mama?
The place.
Big Mama, you've had a shock.
Yes, we've all had a shock, but
Irrealistic.
Big Daddy would never be foolish enough to
put this place in irresponsible hands.
Big Daddy isn't going to put the place in anybody's hands. Big Daddy is not going to die. I want you to get that in your heads, all of you.
Mommy, Big Mama, we're just as hopeful and optimistic as you're about Big Daddy's prospects. But we have faith and prayer. But nevertheless, there are certain matters that have to be discussed and dealt with, because otherwise...
Hear them in here?
Big Mama, what you said just now was not at all true, and you know it. I've always loved Big Daddy in my own quiet way. I've never made a show of it. I know that Big Daddy has always been fond of me in a quiet way, too. Of course, my relationship with Big Daddy is different from Brick's.
You're 8 years older, and Gooper, and always had to carry a bigger load of responsibilities than Brick ever had to carry. He never carried a thing in his life but a football or a highball.
May, will you let me talk, please?
Yes, honey.
Now, 28,000-acre plantation's a mighty big thing to run.
Almost single-handed.
You never had to run this place, brother man. What are you talking about? As if Big Daddy was dead and in his grave. You had to run it. Why, you just had to help him out with a few business details and had your law practice at the same time in Memphis.
Mommy, let's be fair. Why, Gooper had given himself, body and soul to keeping this place up for the past 5 years since Big Daddy's health started failing. Gooper won't say it. Gooper never thought of it as a duty. He just did it. And what did Brick do? Brick kept living in the past glory at college.
May,
Big Daddy don't even know half of what he owns around here.
the point is I'm not going to see this place run into the ground by a drunken ex-football hero. Still a football player at 38.
Who are you talking about now? Brick? A football player? He isn't a football player, and you know it. Brick is a sports announcer on TV and one of the best known ones in the country.
I'm talking about what he was.
You shut up about my husband.
You shut up.
He has no right to slander.
I got a right to discuss my own brother with members of my own family, which don't include you. Now, why don't you go up there and drink with Brick?
If the conquering hero hasn't passed out already.
Yeah, he may have to pass up his Sugar Bowl this year. Or was it the Rose Bowl he made his famous run in?
It was the punch bowl, honey. The cut glass punch bowl.
That's right. I always get the boys' bowls mixed up.
Oh, I have never seen such malice toward a brother.
How about his for me? Why, he can't even stand to be in the same room with me.
That is the truth.
This is a deliberate campaign of vilification for the most disgusting and sordid reason on earth. And I know what it is. It's avarice, greed.
Bravo, bravo.
Oh, I'll scream. I will scream in a moment unless this stops. Margaret, child, come here. Come sit next to Big Mama.
Precious Mommy.
How beautiful. How touching this display of devotion. Do you know why she's childless? She's childless because her big, beautiful husband won't go to bed with her. That's why.
You just won't let me do this in a nice way, will you? All right. I don't give a goddamn if Big Daddy likes me or doesn't like me, or did or never did, or will or never will. I'm just appealing to a sense of common decency and fair play. I'm telling you the truth. I've resented Big Daddy's partiality to Brick ever since the goddamn day you were born, son, and the way I've been treated like I was just barely good enough to spit on, and sometimes not even good enough for that. Big Daddy is dying of cancer, and it's spread all through him, and it's attacked all his vital organs, including the kidneys, and right now he is sinking into uremia. And you all know what uremia is. It's poison of the whole system due to the failure of the body to eliminate its poisons.
Poisons, venomous thoughts and words. That's poison.
I'm asking for a square deal, and by God, I expect to get one. But if I don't get one, and if there's any peculiar shenanigans going on around here behind my back, well, I'm not a corporation lawyer for nothing. I know how to protect my own interests. May, will you get my briefcase from our bedroom?
Yes, honey.
Brick
Mama?
having overheard.
Oh, sorry. Big Mama, you know it's going to be necessary for me to go back to Memphis in the morning to represent the Parker State in a lawsuit.
Is it Gooper?
That's why I'm forced to bring up a problem something that's too important to be put off. If Brick was sober, he ought to be in on this. I think he ought to be present when I present this plan.
Brick is present. We're present.
Well, good.
It was the Cotton Bowl, sister woman.
Here's your briefcase, Gooper, honey.
I will now give you this outline my partner Tom Bullitt and I have drawn up. A sort of dummy trusteeship.
Oh, that's it. You'll be in charge and dole out remittances, will you?
This we did as soon as we got the report on Big Daddy from the Oshner Laboratories. We did this thing. I mean, we drew up this dummy outline with the advice and assistance of the chairman of the board of directors of the Southern Planners Bank and Trust Company in Memphis, C.C. Bellows, a man who handles estates for all the prominent families in the West Tennessee and the Delta.
Gooper?
This is not final or anything like it. This is just a preliminary outline, but it does provide a basis, a design, a possible feasible plan.
Yes, I'll bet it's a plan.
It's a plan to protect the biggest estate in the Delta from irresponsibility and...
May, will you shut up?
Now you listen to me. All of you, you listen here. There's not going to be any more catty talk in my house. And Gooba, you put that away before I grab it out of your hand and tear it right up. I don't know what the hell's in it, and I don't want to know what the hell's in it. I'm talking to Big Daddy's language now. I'm his wife, not his widow. I'm still his wife, and I'm talking to you in his language. And
Big Mama, what I have here is...
Goopa explains that it's just a plan.
I don't care what you got there. Just put it back where it came from, and don't let me see it again, not even the outside of the envelope of it. Is that understood? Basic, plan, preliminary, design? I say, what is it that Big Daddy always says when he's disgusted?
Big Daddy says crap when he is disgusted.
That's right, crap. I say crap too, like Big Daddy.
Coarse language don't seem called for on this.
Something in me is deeply outraged by this, hearing you talk like this.
Nobody's going to do nothing until Big Daddy lets go of it, and maybe just possibly not even then. No, not even then. Brick, come here, Brick. I need you. Tonight, games in the orchard back of the house, and used to come home when I hauled myself horse rim, and pink cheap and sleepy with a girl shining. Time goes by so fast. Nothing can outrun it. Doth commence too early. Always before you're half acquainted with life, you meet with the other. Oh, you know, we just gotta love each other and stay together. All of us just as close as we can, especially now that such a black thing has come and moved into this place without invitation. Oh, Brick, son of Big Daddy does so love you. You know what would be his fondest dream come true? If before he passed on, if Big Daddy has to pass on, you give him a child of yours, a grandson, as much like his son as his son is like Big Daddy.
I know that's Big Daddy's dream.
That's his dream.
Big Daddy.
You want me to do it?
Sure.
Okay. Looks like the wind was taking liberties with this place.
Big Daddy's on the gallery.
Mom?
I can't stay here. He'll see something in my eyes.
End of scene. Act 2, scene 17. As Brick makes it onto the terrace, Big Daddy almost falls over from a fit of pain.
Pa?
Everybody?
Pa? Give me your hand.
I don't want your hand. No, it's my pain. That makes it my business. I thought you went and hid yourself. What do you want?
I came to apologize.
Yeah? What for? Telling me the truth?
There must be a dozen reasons.
Well, save them. I hate apologies, especially for the truth. Whatever you did, don't apologize for it. Just don't do it again. If you didn't do it, start doing it.
Here.
So, you bought me a birthday present, huh?
No, sir. Maggie bought it.
God could taste that girl.
In some things, yes, sir. But not in men.
Storm done any damage around here? More junk Big Mama bought in Europe. There's plenty junk where that came from, but there's one thing you can't buy in Europe. Fire sale or any other market on earth. That's your life. You can't buy back your life when it's finished.
No, sir. Nobody can do that.
Feeling sorry for me or for you?
For you, Papa.
That's good. Because you're gonna miss me, boy. Can I come in?
Did the storm wake you up, Big Daddy?
Which storm are you talking about? The one outside or the hullabaloo in here?
Excuse me, sir.
I heard some mighty loud talk. Sounded like something important was being discussed. What was the powwow about?
Why, nothing, Big Daddy.
What is that pregnant-looking envelope you've been putting back in your briefcase, Cooper?
That, nothing certain, nothing much at all, of anything at all.
Nothing, huh? Looks like a whole lot of nothing, doesn't it? Well, I just got one more question to ask. What is the smell in this room? Don't you notice it, Brick? Don't you notice a powerful and obnoxious odor of mendacity in this room?
Yes, sir, I think I do, sir.
There's nothing more powerful, is there, Brick?
No, sir. No, sir, there isn't, and nothing more obnoxious.
Brick agrees with me. The odor of mendacity is a powerful and obnoxious odor, and the storm hasn't blown it away from this room yet. You notice it, Cooper?
What, sir?
How about you, sister woman? You notice the unpleasant odor of mendacity in this room?
Why, Big Daddy, I don't even know what that is.
You can smell it. Smells like death. What's wrong with that long, thin woman over there, loaded with diamonds? Hey, what's your name? What's the matter with you?
She had a slight dizzy spell, Big Daddy.
You better watch that, Big Mama. Stroke is a bad way to go.
Oh, Brick, Big Daddy has your birthday present on him. Brick, he has on your cashmere robe, the softest material I've ever felt.
Yeah, this is my soft birthday, Maggie. Not my gold or my silver birthday, but my soft birthday. Everything's got to be soft for Big Daddy on this soft birthday.
Maggie, I hate to make such a crude observation, but there is something a little indecent about your...
Like a slow motion football tackle.
Big Daddy's got on his Chinese slippers that I gave him, Brick. Big Daddy, I haven't given you my big present yet, but now I will. Now's the time for me to present it to you. I have an announcement to make.
What kind of an announcement?
An announcement of life beginning. A child is coming. Side by Brick out of Maggie the cat. I have Brick's child in my body, and that is my present to you.
Did you ever in your born days hear such a bold-faced lie?
Shut up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah? Yes. Indeed, this girl has life in her body. And that's no lie, Cooper. I want my lawyer in the morning. My lawyer. Brick?
Yes, Big Daddy?
I'm going out to look this place over before I give it up. Ada, you want to come along with me?
Bert, what were you and Big Daddy talking about in here?
Us?
Me too?
Yeah, you too.
You ripped him apart, your own brother.
You believe that, Cooper?
No. May.
You're on mute.
Well,
Mays would
I
be
do. Sorry.
Dill.
Now, a family crisis brings out the best and the worst in every member of the family.
Oh, that's the truth.
Amen.
You want to talk about the truth? You're not pregnant.
Be still, May.
She made it up.
I said shut up.
Don't you try to kid us, Maggie.
May, she's not kidding you.
How can she have a child by you when you won't even...
May, will you keep quiet?
We occupy the next room, and the walls between aren't soundproof. We hear the nightly pleading and the nightly refusal.
Sister woman, not everybody makes as much noise about love as you do.
Brick, I never thought you would stoop to her level.
Well, you heard Big Daddy said that girl's got life in her body.
That's a lie.
No. No, life is something desperate, and Maggie's got it. Believe me, it is desperate, and she has got it.
Why don't you say something, honey?
All right, honey. Shut up.
Maggie,
Yes.
come over here.
Thank you for keeping still, for backing me up in my lie.
Maggie, now we're through with lies and liars in this house. Lock the door.
Maggie understands the implication, runs to close and lock the door. Brick hobbles to sofa and throws pillow back onto the bed. Maggie runs back to Brick. They draw close and kiss as the lights fade to black. The end.
All right.
So how was that? That was different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's my first online play read. I don't know about anybody else. I know that there have been a bunch of these going on. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So sorry that we had such technical difficulties, and I think over time everybody's going to learn to all the cyber etiquette. I know that we had a board meeting a few weeks back, and it was my first time doing this at all, and I was the click happy scroll button and didn't know what a mute was. I was that guy then, but I did okay tonight, didn't I, Big Mama? I did okay tonight.
Did great.
Yay!
Oh, we
Thanks.
Thumbs up.